Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Southwest.
This ball hit a ton. Deep left field. It is gone. A home run. Napoli has walked it off. We usually look back at one moment that defines a team's season. For the Rangers, it might be two. This ball hit hard down the right field line. It is gone. A home run. A three-run shot for Gallo. And for the second night in a row, the Rangers have walked it off. When we review 2017, will back-to-back walk-off heroics prove to be the turning point of this season? Only time will tell. There's still a long road to hoe, but the Rangers certainly seem to be building momentum, and I hope it continues tonight in Game 2 versus Oakland. Welcome into Rangers baseball presented by AT&T. The excitement continues to build here at Globe Life Park. And on a Saturday night, they're filling this place up. They're looking for a howling good time. The A's and the Rangers, Game 2 of our three-game series tonight. Welcome in, everybody. Great to be with you once again. I'm Dave Ramage with CJ Nitkowski. It has been a wild couple of days here at Globe Life Park. Yesterday, another walk-off victory for the Rangers. Joey Gallo, a three-run homer in the bottom of the ninth inning. What did you see in that at-bat?
Well, quite possibly the greatest at-bat of Joey Gallo's short career. But let's take you through pitch by pitch against Santiago Casilla, the closer. First, it is a breaking ball up and away for a ball. And then he comes back with a changeup, a very nice changeup, and Casilla gets Gallo to swing and miss on that one. And another curveball here, and that is a very important pitch to remember. Well located, swing and miss. Now down 1-2, an elevated fastball. Joey does a nice job of laying off of that one. Casilla comes back with another good fastball, and this time Joey fouls it off. Very tough pitch. Good job by him. There's a changeup now that he takes. Now Casilla thinking, I can go back to that curveball, the one that he swung and missed on, but not in that spot right there. He elevates it. Joey Gallo is all over it. The second home run that he has hit on a curveball this season, but none bigger than that one right there.
So, game-winning home runs in the first, or the last two games that the Rangers have played here at home. The reason they've been in that position, though, to me, CJ, seems to be the starting pitching has put them in a good spot.
These starters have done a really nice job. The quality starts, I think, is what's really important because that brings you to the 219 in the third innings, which is second best in Major League Baseball. And what that allows them to do is take a little bit of pressure off the bullpen. So certainly the relievers appreciating the starters. But now, look at what we're going to see here tonight. Sonny Gray, 0-1 so far in his two starts. Nick Martinez has not won a game either, though he's done a pretty nice job filling in for Cole Hamels so far this season. Now, here's the deal with Sonny Gray. He has been very dominant against the Rangers over the course of his career. You see the numbers right there in the very strong 2.51 ERA, that opponent's batting average against at 222, very strong as well. But most of that was 2014, 2015. Last year, the Rangers got to him 8 runs over 14 innings in 2 starts.
Well, the last couple of nights, Mike Napoli and Joey Gallo, they've been the heroes, but the guy who has set the tone with his high-energy play, Carlos Gomez, and he's in the spotlight when we come back. By AT Internet. Visit AT&T.com/keepcalm to learn more. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. I got a little look at Heidi, and Heidi, of course, the dog of Carla Janeway, down in our truck. Jake Diekman, you saw Tucker and Sonny. It's dog day today here at the ballpark. I gotta love it, man. A lot of good fun out here at Globe Life Park. Always made more fun when the team plays well, as they have been lately. A little more on that. Let's send it down to the field to Emily Jones.
Yeah, and a guy that's right in the middle of it is our Shiner Light Blonde Spotlight tonight. Carlos Gomez really setting the tone in last night's game. We know Joey Gallo was the hero, but Carlos really did set the tone, and he's been doing that at home this season. There you see the numbers, 10 extra base hits, which leads the team. Talked to Jeff Bannister about him and his play, not just yesterday, but in general. And he said, look, his play is infectious. The way he plays is infectious. His intensity, his energy, those are the things that we loved about him when we acquired him. Other teams may not have necessarily known how to handle that intensity and that fire, but this team, he feels like, really does. And they feel like that Carlos Gomez is a straw that can stir this drink.
I love it. Perfectly said. And he is that guy. And certainly can be that guy. So the Rangers trying to take a little momentum and push it through this weekend. And today we'll turn to Nick Martinez in that starting role. Nick 0-2 with a .518 earned run average. His job is just to simply follow suit, continue what these Rangers starters have been doing.
I think the key for a lot of these guys is, again, getting deep into the games, and Nick has been pretty good here so far in regards to that with the Rangers.
We're underway with a fastball in there for strike one to Davis.
Here's what Nick Martinez will be featuring tonight. Lots of fastballs, 47% when it's all said and done between the 2-seam and the 4-seam, but it is a deep repertoire, and he uses all of those secondary pitches pretty equally.
One ball, one strike on Davis. Davis at just 209 for the year, but the on base at 263. And he lifts this one high in the air center field. Gomez has to go back a little further than he anticipated, but makes the play, one away. Let's take a look at this lineup for Oakland. 16 wins, 19 losses. Davis, then Matt Joyce from the left side. Lowry, Chris Davis, and Yonder Alonso, who has been Mr. May for the A's. Healy, Plouffe, Bruce Maxwell getting a start behind home plate. And then Adam Rosales at shortstop bats ninth for Oakland. Joyce's numbers, not real impressive. It has been a struggle for him, but he did homer last night. Solo shot in the 5th inning off Andrew Cashner, one of just 5 hits allowed by Cashner last night. Well, the pink already donned by everybody tonight.
I think the A's logo on the sleeve was what kind of caught my attention there. And obviously there's a lot of pink tonight, and for a good cause and good reason. But it is a little bit unusual to see some of those logos fully in pink. Those shoes there, the New Balance pink from Mike Napoli, pretty awesome. I do like when they go with the gray hats as well. I think it's a better look than if you were to just stick with the team colors.
This ball hit well out to left center. Back on it is DeShields. But Gomez.
How about the Rangers defense that we're going to see tonight? And it's delivered to you by the Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. And you just saw Carlos Gomez in center field making a couple of nice plays, and pretty much what we've seen the last couple of nights, with the exception of Robinson Chirinos, who will be behind the plate. Nick Martinez, and Chirinos has done a really nice job offensively. He's opened up some eyes with what he has done this year. And you see Robinson Chirinos there with the pink and gray gear. I mean, that's pretty much 2 games. That's it, right?
Right.
You're done with that. I mean, that's some sweet gear that he has just for the 2 games this year.
Well, Martinez got the first 2 men he has faced, and that curveball working here early. Strike one to Lowry. Lowry, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against Martinez. Just a .290 average. And he hammers this one down to first, but right to Napoli. And it's a quick top of the first inning for Nick Martinez, who needs just 8 pitches to get it done. And now here come the Rangers. That dog.
Beautiful dogs. There are many of them here this evening at Ballpark.
All right, let's take a look at our Southwest starting lineup for the Rangers tonight. Chu in that leadoff spot again. Elvis Andrus batting second. How about Robbie Chirinos? First time in his career batting cleanup. Odor, Napoli, Gomez to follow. The hero last night, Joey Gallo in the 8th spot of the order, and Delano DeShields once again bats 9th.
And these guys will be going up against Sonny Gray tonight. You see his arsenal as well, nearly as deep as Nick Martinez. Both the 4 and the 2-seam fastball, slider, changeup, and curveball are the secondary pitches for Gray.
All right, so it was a quick top of the first inning. And now Chu offering at the first pitch tonight and rolls it right to Jed Lowry, 1 away.
And the A's defense tonight, you see out there from the Oakland 9, Chris Davis, Rajay Davis left and center, Matt Joyce in right, Trevor Plouffe at third, Rosales Lowry, and Yonder Alonso rounding out the infield. Alonso, a very good defensive first baseman. He's made some nice plays against the Rangers already this year. The offense has been the talk of his game and what he has done this year, but he has always brought the steady glove.
With 1 out, it'll bring up Elvis Andrus. Elvis batting second again tonight. Average at .270. On base percentage is .318. Elvis, you see right there as well. The 5 home runs already this year. We haven't even hit mid-May. He's ahead here 2-0. You look back over Elvis's career, and we saw it in the second half last year. I mean, he got loose in the second half with the power numbers. Finished the year at .302 last year with a career best 8 homers, but already 5 before the break this year. Count 2-1, and he's talked about it. You know, he has given credit to Justin Mayshore and Anthony Iapose. He said, you know, they worked so hard on it last year, helping him understand the feel of hitting with the bottom half, that is his legs, using the power in the lower half. And he says once he got that feel, once he really understood it, he said then the power numbers have just sort of flowed naturally for him.
It makes total sense. You're not going to find a power hitter in baseball that only hits with his upper body. You drive the baseball with your legs. You hear about the talk of kinetic chain. You may have heard that phrase before. I mean, it starts with your feet, but you have to be able to use your legs if you want to be a power hitter and drive the ball out of the ballpark.
Well, he goes down swinging here, so 2 away in the first inning.
This is a nice breaking ball from Sonny Gray below the zone. You see the curveball there, fingers on top, and just true 12-6 break. There was no sweep on that curveball at all, straight up to down, and Elvis Andrus started and saw that ball out of Sonny Gray's hand as a strike, but it finished well below the zone.
So 2 up, 2 down for Gray. No wins, 1 loss, a .422 earned run average so far, and his 2 starts. And now he'll go to battle with Mazzara. Nomar 234, 5 homers, 23 RBIs. And a bouncer between the line and second base. And this one picked up by Alonso, who will go right back to the bag himself and complete the inning. And so it's a very economical 8 pitches for Sonny Gray. Scoreless first inning. As we go to the second inning, and time for our TXU Energy power player to watch. Yeah, Chris Davis leading off the second inning, and there you see it, 12 home runs, 5 more than any other opponent against the Rangers in the last 2 years. Robbie Cano has 7, which is significant, but not even close to what Davis has done the last 2 years against the Rangers.
I think we'd love to watch him not do that anymore. Would be kind of, I think, ideal for a power player to watch, or not watch do stuff anymore would be kind of nice. I think Chris Davis, who has been in a slump, we mentioned it last night, there have been some struggles as of late for him, so that's the good news, that he is coming to this series cold, and the Rangers will do their best to keep him cold.
Boy, look at that.
That'll tell you.
I mean, that,
how he's feeling right now.
That says everything. Wow.
And this is a power hitter who has done very well against the Rangers, trying to maybe get on via bunt, and when you're struggling, and that's not a good bunt attempt as he takes his top hand off the bat, tells you everything you need to know right now. Just not feeling very good. There's Chris Davis.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Davis, their cleanup hitter. Yeah, and the Rangers seeing him right now at a very good time, because he is, as they say at times, lost at the plate, and boy, he just took a beauty right there for ball 2.
It was a good pitcher. Nick Martinez thought he might have been able to get a called 3rd strike, but when you're struggling like that, I do like that pitch idea, going up and in just off the plate. Nick now has a nice opportunity, if he wants to throw the breaking ball away.
Chirinos obviously wants it down, but Davis wouldn't chase. Davis with 17 walks, but the 45 strikeouts, 5th most in the American League, so he has a little swing and miss in there as well. Average down at 226 coming into play today. 3-2. And he'll hit this one off the end of the bat. Took a weird hop for Napoli, but he'll feed Martinez anyway. They get Davis, and there's one out in the second.
That certainly did. This ball came off the bat a little bit strange, and look at the expression there from Mike Napoli. And like he was almost trying to catch a rubber ball right there, not sure which way it was going to bounce. It came off the end of the bat. As you see the slider spin, and just Chris Davis barely getting a piece of it. Mike Napoli started going to his left. That ball started going back to his right. Does a good job of corralling it and making a nice toss to Nick Martinez in plenty of time, as Chris Davis did not get down the line very fast. But yeah, sigh of relief there from Mike Napoli.
So he's able to cash in the out. And now here is Yonder Alonso. Now, Alonso yesterday was 0 for 3 with a walk. And that's exactly what the Rangers want to see this guy do in each of these games. You see those numbers right there. 11 homers, 27 RBIs. And as cold as Chris Davis is, Yonder Alonso is hot.
He's been very good so far this month. And for Rangers hitters digging in a little bit, pitchers digging in a little bit on what he has been doing, watching video, seeing where he has been strong, where he has been weak. You see a very nice changeup there from Nick Martinez. What we have seen is that he's been pretty strong on right-handed sliders. Now you look there and you see where he ranks in Major League Baseball in the month of May, leading all hitters in home runs.
Two and two the count. It's been a career high already for Yonder Alonso. His previous career high in home runs, just to give you an example, what is it, May 12th? No, May 13th today. Previous career high was 9 home runs. He's already smashed that. It's a full count, 1 out here in the second.
I mentioned he'd been strong. I meant to say he'd been strong on the fastball so far. What we've seen from him this year is a .436 batting average against the right-handed fastball. The areas that you can get him, the curveball and the slider, those are the areas that he has really struggled.
Fouls this one away. Well, first time this year for Nick Martinez that he's being caught by Robinson Chirinos. Lucroy had caught the previous 4 starts. So tonight he gets Chirinos. We'll see how they work together. That one looked good. Called strike 3, and Alonso down looking.
And I think he knew it, tried to sell it and maybe talk home plate umpire Stu Sherwater into calling this pitch a ball, but this is beautifully located from Nick Martinez. Just a little cut on the fastball, cut fastball there, just kind of backdoor, put it on the corner. Perfectly located from Nick Martinez.
So 2 out. And it brings up Ryan Healy. And he takes strike 1. Healy yesterday 0 for 3 with a walk. And you look at the overall numbers for him. He started pretty hot, but has cooled off and has had a lot of trouble with right-handers. Is that one up and in? 1-1.
And he's been kind of the opposite of what we've seen from Yonder Alonso, which does make sense, lefty righty. He's really struggled on the fastball, both the 4 and the 2-seam fastball against righties this year, and bad on curveballs, so very good on sliders, and tells you maybe he has kind of that slider bat speed. Right? You hear that phrase a lot, right? Guys that can't catch up to the good fastball, they have good swings, but struggle with good velocities or well-located fastballs. But if you have that slider bat speed, means you're probably really strong on those balls that have a little bit of break to them, but obviously you're not going to blow you away with velocity. That's been a real strength for Healy this year.
He bats with 2 outs and the bases empty here in the 2nd inning. Nick Martinez was very efficient in the 1st. He runs the count to 2-2 on Healy. Both teams 8.5 games out in the American League West. Rangers have played 2 more games than have Oakland, as this one fouled out of play over to the right side. And it stays 2-2. There's the manager of the Oakland A's, Bob Melvin. Signed a 6-year deal to manage this ball club. 2-2 pitch, and this one is fouled away. Now Martinez, it's his 12th career appearance, 8th start against Oakland. Has a 4-2 record, a .234 earned run average against the A's, and those are his best marks against any opponent. It's 20th pitch of the inning. Bouncer, and that is a fair ball. Long throw for Gallo. Napoli wisely comes off, and Healy with an infield hit.
Well, Joey Gallo looked like he may have had a little bit of an issue getting this ball out of his glove, because you see him, and you'll see right here, kind of see him double clutch a little bit. I don't know if he thought this ball was foul. It goes right over the bag and is absolutely a fair ball. But watch him here kind of pause and do that glove tap, and at that point it is probably too late and the throw was offline, but I think it didn't matter. Anyway, watch that glove tap. That's just one of those plays where you got to get it, you got to throw it. If you make it, it's a tremendous play, but for whatever reason Joey had a little bit of issue with his timing and made that glove tap and didn't have much of a chance to get Healy after that, who is not a great runner, by the way.
Another opportunity perhaps. Good sliding stop. The throw in time, and he gets Plouffe. So the inning is over. An infield hit for Healy, but that's all for Oakland. 1.5 innings in, no score. A gorgeous night once again out here at Globe Life Park. Our Kubota Power stats this evening. Sonny Gray has enjoyed pitching in this ballpark over the years.
He's done a really nice job here, and there are certain ballparks that you get comfortable in, and for Sonny Gray, certainly here in Texas, has been one of those. But I did mention last year, just 2 starts against the Rangers, he struggled. He was really strong against this club 2014, 2015. At 16, not so much.
Well, he starts Chirinos off the plate with ball one. Robinson Chirinos batting cleanup tonight. First time in his big league career that he has found himself slotted in the fourth position in the lineup. And he's ahead 2-0. And it's interesting too, Jeff Bannister, by putting Chirinos in there tonight, that's the 7th different Ranger to bat cleanup. And that is most in Major League Baseball. There are a couple other teams who have tried as many as 6 different cleanup hitters. Gray's 2-0. And he's fallen behind 3 balls and no strikes. Chirinos has hit the ball like a cleanup hitter. 294 average. Getting on base at a 429 clip. And big power in his limited at bats. He's taking 3-0.
Well, it's been a nice surprise to see the 5 home runs from Robinson Chirinos in just 42 plate appearances so far in this season. We know he's always been a pretty steady hitter, and you think you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to get out of Robinson Chirinos year in and year out. But this year has been a little bit of a plus, especially from the power side.
Ooh, borderline strike, and it's a full count.
I thought this was actually a pretty good call. This ball looks like it's right at the bottom of the zone, and you will not see Robinson Chirinos argue that call because he would like to make sure that his pitchers will get it the rest of the night. That's always the tough spot that you're in as a catcher. You really don't want to argue with an umpire, especially early in the game on a called strike.
And he eventually gets ball 4. So Chirinos aboard to start the 2nd inning. And Rangers fans, download the Fox Sports Go app and take Rangers baseball with you wherever you go. Can't catch the games on TV, you can still stream them live on your mobile device with the Fox Sports Go app, presented by Hyundai. All right, so Chirinos on. And here comes Odor. Rougned hitting .207. So they get the pink socks too.
Wow.
And Rugi, a guy who likes to show off a lot of sock. That's a lot of pink.
Yeah, it's quite the color scheme. Obviously, you stay with the red helmets here, where you got the pink and the red and the gray. Got a little bit of blue on the arm guard. You got the great socks that you mentioned, go a little bit more light pink. The gloves are hot pink. The blue thumb guard. A little bit of everything for everybody.
Gray's 1 strike pitch. And he misses. It's 1-1.
Now, do you feel like the A's may have outdone the Rangers a little bit because they have the pink belts? Pink belts are kind of cool, I think.
Well, maybe the Rangers just holding theirs back for tomorrow.
No, maybe.
But I do like that. That's a good point. 1-1. And a tapper down to first. Alonso goes to 2nd for 1, and the relay from Rosales nowhere near in time. So Odor beats it out. But Chirinos erased on the 3-6 putout.
This is a little bit of an over hustle by Sonny Gray, who had absolutely no chance at making this a double play. Now they thought maybe they would have a chance because this was just a 1 hopper and a high hopper and a nice throw by Alonso. Watch Sonny Gray. I mean, that is unnecessary. He's so stretching like crazy, and Rougned Odor was already well past first base. Listen, I can appreciate the effort, but you got to believe that Bob Melvin saying, man, don't hurt yourself. Hamstring right there in that situation, trying to do the Mark Teixeira split. Just catch the ball and get out of there.
So Odor basically replacing Chirinos at first. And now here's Napoli. And he takes a strike. Napoli, after the 2-homer night on Thursday, in which he provided the walk-off homer in the 9th. He came back yesterday 0 for 3, but with a sac fly to tie the game in the 9th inning last night.
You mentioned how Robinson Chirinos was hitting in the cleanup spot tonight and how We haven't seen a catcher do that here with the Texas Rangers very often. The only other catcher to hit cleanup since 2003, not named Pudge Rodriguez, was the man at bat right now, Mike Napoli, who did it twice back in 2011. There's the great Pudge Rodriguez.
1-1. They want an appeal, and Jim Reynolds says that Napoli did not go. 2 balls and a strike. So no score in the second. Odor is at first, 1 away. We'll even count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You don't see that too often. 2-1 fastball for Mike Napoli and a nice fastball count. And Sonny Gray left that ball up a little bit. Mike just missed it, swung right through it.
We're talking about Pudge batting 4th in his career. He started 56 games in the cleanup spot. Odor running. The pitch is outside. No throw offered. So Rugnet steals his 3rd base of the year. And now he's in scoring position for Napoli.
Yeah, what a great combination. First of all, Odor gets a tremendous jump here on Sonny Gray. As you'll see him here take off and getting a 2 or 3 step lead. There was a breaking ball in the dirt, and Maxwell knew that he had absolutely no chance. Great read by Odor on that stolen base. Once Maxwell saw that, knew that ball was in the dirt, he just kept that ball, and he had 0 chance of throwing out Odor.
Rangers stole 1 base yesterday. That's their first steal tonight. Napoli bounces 1 third base. Nice high hop for Plouffe. Plenty of time. He gets Napoli, and Odor has to stay put. This is one of the parts of the A's game that we'll keep an eye on in this series is their ability to control the running game, or inability, as the case may be. Teams have run wild on Oakland this year. With that last stolen base, that's 27 successful steals against Oakland catchers in 35 attempts. We're getting close to 80% success rate.
That's a big number. League average, I think, thrown out is what, usually a little closer to the low 30s, usually somewhere in there, maybe not quite that high.
Yeah, you'll see some, of course, that'll approach 40%. This one hit out toward right field. Joyce coming in, now goes back, and he reaches up and makes the catch. Wow, almost a massive misread right there by Joyce. But the inning is over. Rangers leave a man. We'll go to the 3rd. No score. commanded the first couple innings. As we go to the third, Bruce Maxwell will start things off against Nick Martinez. Nick's allowed one infield hit so far tonight. Maxwell, the 8th place hitter, and he takes a strike. Trino sets up in. It's 1-1. So Maxwell getting the start tonight behind the plate for Oakland. And Bob Melvin trying to find an answer for his catcher position, as Stephen Vogt has had a tough go of it.
Maxwell has had some issues as well. Back on May 10th, he was taken out of a game after taking the foul ball off his mask. He had to go through all the concussion protocol and ended up being fine. But it's been a little bit of a rough year all the way around for these Oakland catchers.
We saw the numbers, though, for what Maxwell has done against the Rangers. Very small sample size, but the numbers nonetheless impressive. A guy in his career hitting .409. And he fouls this one off, stays 2-2.
I think that's a little bit hard to hit. Look at his left wrist. They still got all the signs on there and everything that the catchers have nowadays. I think they would pop that off while they were hitting.
Full count.
I mean, I know guys are so used to hitting with the armor that they hit on their front side, but yeah, let's zoom in there and get some scouting reports on what they're going to try to do. The Ranger hitters tonight.
Full count here.
You think along those lines, I've thought about this before, even when I was playing. Would there be an advantage? Would it make sense to let catchers have earpieces and just have coaches be able to talk to them, talk strategy? I mean, would there be anything that you would worry that maybe, you know, wouldn't be on the up and up? I mean, is there really any way you could cheat that way? I don't think so.
Well, no, I think you could.
If you, I mean, you can always cheat, of course, by having a camera in or whatever, doing different things. But on the defensive side, as far as what you want to do from a pitch selection standpoint, not really much you could do, right? I mean,
no, but I think, you know, I think if there were some things, you know, on the bases or whatever, maybe you're concerned that he's not picking up something out there defensively. It would be an advantage. Payoff pitch, and this one bounced up the middle. Long run for Odor, and he can't get to it. Maxwell able to get on in a 9-pitch at bat. Works himself into a base hit.
He didn't hit it very hard, but this was a very nice at bat by Maxwell, fighting off some tough pitches from Nick Martinez, and ultimately thinking that looked like a changeup that was down and away, and just kind of hit it. Not even down, it was up a little bit, but hit it off the end of the bat at 86 miles an hour. So didn't hit it that hard, but found a way to get it up the middle. But maybe would that help cut down on some of those visits too? Because that would be great.
Well, you could just make a rule against those, right? that would help. Rosales swings through a strike. .256 average this year for Rosales. And yet another start at shortstop for him. He has been their go-to guy since Marcus Semion's injury. Rosales has started now 24 of the last 25 games at short. 1-1 the count.
He could use some pink socks, right? He goes solid, legs up, a lot of green.
Yeah, that's interesting. You would almost think uniform itself, right? The word implies that everybody would be sort of doing the same thing.
Well, to some degree. Now, I'm not a big fan of forcing your players to wear, pants up or pants down.
You should wear the same colors, though, right?
Colors are probably a good idea. I spent some time with the St. Louis Cardinals in their minor league system, and they were pretty rough on how you had to wear your uniform. Everybody had to wear pants up so you could see socks and wear the old school stirrups. And it was really uncomfortable. I hated it. Hated it. Plus, that just wasn't a good look for me. Lower body, not one of the more impressive in Major League Baseball. So when you got chicken calves and you have to wear your pants up, it's a really bad luck.
2-1 to Rosales. So I'm sorry to hear about
even
all
have
that.
calves? I don't know what they do.
Probably not in the truest sense, but
Yeah.
I think I get what you're meaning.
Everybody had to have it.
And wasn't there a rule too about how many stripes
Yes.
you would have to show? Was it 3?
Well, they had those old school, you know,
Yeah.
the St. Louis Cardinals with the multicolor that you had to see all of it. Yep, they were really strict about it at the minor league level.
Full count now on Rosales. I'm sorry to hear about that. Worked out for you though.
Well, no, I didn't. I pitched terrible when I was there. I blame the uniform.
Okay.
First time I had ever gotten released in my career was that.
Wow.
Yeah, there. Everyone says you should go through it at least once. I was like, nah. And I thought once was enough, and I don't know, 7 or 8 more followed after that. I could have done without.
Man on, top of the 3rd. He's going. 3-2 pitch. This one served out toward right field. Mazzara coming on. He'll make the catch, set himself, and will not have a throw to first.
That's a great play by Nomar Mazzara. There is not a lot of room between the foul line and when you get to that wall down both of the lines here in Globe Life Park. But Nomar does a great job of concentrating. You see the pitcher very well located down and away in a full count, and Rosales really just trying to fight that pitch off. But watch Nomar here, and he decides at the last second to kind of go more basket catch than to try to catch that up high as the ball dies a little bit, with Rosales catching it off the end of the bat. But man, that is not an easy play. You're trying to time that. You're trying to make sure you're not going to run into that wall at full speed. You know you have a runner out there as well. A lot on your mind. Really nice play by Nomar.
So 1 out now, and Rajai Davis. Did he go? A lot of people pointing a lot of different directions, but I never did see Jim Reynolds weigh in on it.
I think they called it a strike.
They called it a strike, so it doesn't matter.
See, what happened was he called it on the swing, and Rajai Davis was asking the home plate umpire to maybe make an appeal down to first base, and he was not satisfied at all with that call. And a lot of hitters are going to do that. Say, listen, it was close. Just ask for help. You know, it's difficult. You think about trying to be an umpire and watching the pitch. You're looking for a location and to be able to see and check in on check swings and whether or not a guy actually went. Hitters would much prefer that you ask one of the umpires down the lines to make that call.
Maxwell didn't have a huge lead there, but Martinez wants to keep him close. Davis flied out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. And he hits it to 3rd. Gallo, second one, the relay in time, double play. 5-4-3, they go around the horn. And Nick Martinez out of any trouble in the 3rd. When we come back, last night's hero, Joey Gallo, will be leading things off. Score, bottom of the third. Welcome you back. Joey Gallo striding to the plate. How about this? That home run last night, number 12 on the season for Joey. And in 37 games for a player as young as he is, 23 or younger. That's it. That's the most in franchise history. Incaviglia, Juan Gonzalez both had 11. 1987 and 93 respectively. Chris Davis, Hank Blaylock up there. But what a start it has been for Gallo.
Well, the good news is for Joey Gallo is that he's going to be 23 years old the rest of the season, so he can really pile on and maybe cement his legacy and make sure he doesn't give anybody else a chance to catch him.
Second in the league with those 12 home runs. Fifth in the league with the 27 RBIs. Takes a mighty swing there at 1-1. Well, he is fun to watch. And it was that much more exciting to have him in that big spot last night. Knowing that it really any moment that lightning could strike. And it did.
That was a great at bat for him. It wasn't just the way that it finished, but the way that he got there. Swinging and missing through a 1-0 changeup, but then laying off some pitches that were just off the plate, fouling off some other ones. I mean, all the way around, just a tremendous at bat for Joey Gallo, and finished in a big way. And Santiago Casilla leaving a curveball over the plate after earlier in the at bat, Joey Gallo swung and missed at one that was down. Joey made him pay. And we had talked about whether or not should they pitch around him. You have an open base, but then that guarantees most likely that Shin-Chu Chu would have got an opportunity. At least if Delino hadn't come through. So it was all different kinds of strategies, but Casilla decided he was going after Joey Gallo just with off-speed pitches for strikes, and Joey made him pay.
Full count now. I think Darvish took a little collateral Gatorade damage last night.
Yes, he did. If you didn't see it, go back and look. That is worth slowing down and seeing Darvish wear that orange Gatorade.
Well, a walk to Gallo to start the third inning. First, another second issued by Gray tonight.
Here we go. You guys will get a look at Darvish. Right? Look how happy he is. So happy right there. And then Elvis, oh, hey, by the way. And he's like, wait a minute, man. I didn't hit it. That's a good time. I mean, listen, it never gets old. Walk-off home runs. Do it at home in front of the fans. Have your teammates out there on the field. That's a good time.
So Gallo is on 4 steals this year and 4 attempts. And the speedy Delino DeShields batting 9th tonight. Gray taking a long time to figure it out, and now time called.
Could be a potential bunting situation here with Delino. Not necessarily a straight up sacrifice bunt. The idea of maybe trying to push one to the first base side or down the third baseline. Well,
that was
not that way. I don't know if that ball hit him while he had his hand on the bat or if it came off the bat and hit him, but that certainly looked like it caught Delino DeShields' right hand. Let's see here on slow motion as this pitch comes in. Delino, oh yeah, right there. And you're trying to keep your knuckles from being exposed in that situation. The way that you're supposed to do it is you're almost pinching the bat with just your thumb and your index finger. Then you keep those bottom knuckles out of there. It's not easy to do, but that's what you're trying to do when you're bunting. I'd say, well, it looked like it didn't even get any of the bat.
No, it looked like it hit right on that index finger.
He's smiling a little bit. But yeah, he's saying it caught the index finger. Take a look at it right here again. You see how the finger gets exposed right there and probably slid it up way too high. Now, when you're trying to deaden the baseball, like just when you're really not bunting for a hit, but just trying to really soften that bunt, more of a sacrifice style, you are trying to catch it off the end of the bat. That's kind of the idea. You want to hit on the barrel, it's going to be too hard. And so I'm guessing that's probably why Delino had his hand that high. But that's pretty high. His hand was pretty high up on the bat. And Jeff Bannister says, rub some dirt on it. Let's go.
He's all right. 1 strike on to Shields. Gallo back to first base. Bottom of the third inning, no score, but a leadoff walk to Gallo. We'll see if DeShields is swinging away now at 0-1. Oh, he's going to try it again. And takes a strike. It's 0-2. Well, now you know he'll be swinging. Average down to 225 for DeShields. The on-base percentage down to 300. And he fouls that one off.
He's probably thinking, get that baseball away from my hands, right? And 2 bunt attempts, and then Sonny Gray runs a pitch up and in, and he fouls off. He's probably getting tired of that.
Well, Delano had gotten real hot when he took over the leadoff spot. Lately has been alternating leadoff hitter, 9th place hitter, but he's fallen into a bit of a slide. 2-strike pitch, and he'll take it off the plate. Last night, Delano snapped an 0-for-15 drought in his first plate appearance. He had a single to right field. He would then lay down a bunt for a base hit in the 5th inning yesterday. So a couple of base hits for him yesterday. They help no matter how you get them. The 1-2 pitch. There's a swing, and that one up the middle. That's a base hit. Gallo will stop at second. DeShields, though, with a single. That's the first Rangers hit tonight off Sonny Gray. And with that, time for us to take a Chevy game break. Let's send it back to Rick Renner.
Yes. Still early.
It is still early. Thanks, Rick. Couple of base runners now in this 3rd inning. Gallo at second. DeShields at first. Lineup turned over now for Shin-Soo Choo. And Choo offered at the first pitch his first time up and grounded out to second. This time takes strike one. And normally a guy who really works the count. But sometimes to his advantage to ambush a guy, right?
Without a doubt.
Most guys going to try and throw you a strike one.
You try to, you look for situations, you study pitchers, you know which ones may throw you that first pitch fastball, especially to lead off the game. And if you feel like that might be the best pitch you're going to get in an at-bat, then absolutely get after. You'll hear me talk about this one a lot, especially in RBI situations, right? Good hitters, guys that know how to drive runs in, are not going to let a kind of get me over pitch or a good enough pitch to hit with a runner in scoring position go by. They know that might be the only opportunity, even if it's an off-speed pitch, and drive that ball in, or excuse me, drive that run in on the first pitch. They'll be aggressive and they'll go after it.
1-1 to Choo. Takes that one a little bit low. Choo has the on-base average at 368 coming in. He's among the league leaders in walks this year. The thing about Choo is packs a little pop in that bat as well. Makes a pitcher work. A lot of people recognize Choo for his on-base average, but he can drive it. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our security man down stairs watches. Great play. Come on, stay with it.
That's absolute great concentration, right? Just because you don't catch it clean doesn't mean the play's over. You don't put your head down. You stay with it and give me that ball.
Nicely done. Choo takes low, and it's a full count. So a walk, a base hit, and now a full count to Choo. And this is after Gray was really efficient. 8 pitches in the first, 16 in the second. His 4th full count already tonight. Andrews will be next. They're chewing. And a bouncer, first base. Grabbed by Alonso to second for 1. The relay to first in time, but Jeff Bannister immediately to the top step saying, hang on a second. And these guys, Adam Warren and company, back in the clubhouse, will take a look.
Chu is already headed back as if he knew he was out, and it certainly does appear that he was. This is a tremendous double play turned by the A's, who have struggled with some of their defense. They lead Major League Baseball in the most unearned runs allowed this year. But it talks about and proves the great glove that Yonder Alonso has. There are a lot of first basemen who are not going to make this throw because there's not a lot of margin for error. You have to be confident. You have to be aggressive to be able to make that throw to second base. And Alonso did a terrific job of delivering a strong throw to Rosales, and then Sonny Gray on the other end making sure that he had gotten there in time. Did a really nice job as well. It's a solid double play.
3-6-1 has Gallo at third base, but 2 outs for Elvis Andrus. And he hits this ball hard into left field, base hit. That'll get Gallo home. Rangers score first. It's 1-0 in the 3rd inning.
What we just talked about, not waiting around in RBI situations, and Elvis Andrus takes that approach to this at bat with Joey Gallo at third. First pitch fastball right down the middle. Like a 2-seamer, had a little bit of run, but Elvis liked what he saw, and he was all over it, squaring this ball up as he drills it into left field.
Toss over to first to check in on Andrus. So a 2-out RBI for Elvis, his 14th run batted in. And now Mazar to see if he can keep things going. Nomar bounced out in the first. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Gray, who we mentioned, has kind of cruised the first couple of innings. This will be his 20th pitch in the 3rd. Well, first he will check in again on Andrus.
So I guess I misspoke on the pink belts.
Looks like it's a personal choice.
Very non-uniform, as you would say.
I mean,
you were the uniform.
Uniform just doesn't appear to be an appropriate term.
We'll have to do a head count, but maybe it's only Rougned Odor that doesn't have a pink belt.
Well, Nomar doesn't have one on either.
No, but he's got the socks. Rugi does, so.
Right. So maybe you had to make a choice. This one lifted down the left field line, but it will head up into the stands. We've got another really big crowd here tonight. Yesterday had over 35,000 here. Even Thursday night was a really good crowd. Today they were lined up outside the ballpark early this afternoon for that high five bobblehead. There's dog day today as well.
Dog got his own seat, that guy. He's like, hey man, how much longer? This one. Been here a while.
Well, they had the parade before the game and everything.
The parade is smart. Get the dogs a little bit tired, right? And kind of get locked in for a couple hours here while you're enjoying a ball game. But when you have this kind of crowd, I do wonder if you have a larger dog and he's on your lap, if your section is a little crowded, does that work for 3 hours?
Could. Runner going, the pitch is inside, another stolen base. No throw even offered as Andrus steals his 7th.
It really is amazing. Now 28th stolen base against the Oakland Athletics this year. That's the 2nd most in Major League Baseball. And both of the stolen bases tonight, I mean, uncontested, just no chance at all for Maxwell. And so that tells you all you can do. That is on Sonny Gray and his inability to hold runners.
So we've already seen one 2-out RBI. Could Mazara deliver another? This one lifted high in the air again down that left field line. Playable this time perhaps though, and Davis is over to make the play. Well, that'll end the inning, but the Rangers draw first blood tonight. Couple of hits in the third. Gallo able to touch home plate. Rangers lead.
Leading the A's as we head to the top of the fourth here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Time now for our State Farm winning combination, and tonight we focus on Robinson Chirinos and his adjustment to that backup catcher's role. Robinson said, look, it took me some getting used to when Jonathan Lucroy was traded to this team and he was relegated to backup catcher, but he said he wanted to make the most of the opportunity and make the most of each start that he gets. He said the way he stayed engaged with his pitching staff is by catching bullpens on his off day. So whenever he doesn't catch, when he's not in the starting lineup, he's out in the bullpen catching these starters' bullpen sessions. He said that's been a big deal for him. He said, in fact, Darvish came up to him today and said, hey man, will you come catch my bullpen? He's like, no, I'm starting today, remember? So it's something that the starting pitching staff has gotten used to as well, but Robinson definitely making the most of his opportunity when he's in the lineup, both behind the plate and at the plate, guys.
It's important, and it's a really good point. It's a nice job by Robinson Chirinos, because it would be easy to still kind of the backup catcher. I just got to be ready to catch every 4, 5, 6 days, whatever it may be, and I don't have to do a lot of work in between. I don't have to catch bullpens anymore, but staying engaged, keeping an eye on how your guys are throwing their stuff, be able to have those conversations as well that are always really important. So it's a good job by him. I'm sure the pitchers really appreciate it.
Fly ball out to DeShields in left, and Joyce retired quickly in this fourth inning. Going to bring up Jed Lowry.
Second baseman Jed Lowry.
Lowry 0 for 1. Hit a ball hard in the first inning, but right to Napoli at first. That line out was the final out of the inning. Nick Martinez has allowed 2 hits so far tonight. On the appeal, Lance Barrett, umpire down at third base, said he did not go around. Martinez interested in keeping a good tempo here, offers, and this one hit down that left field line. Long run for DeShields and into that corner, and it's off the wall and past him. Lowry with an easy double. And so for the first time tonight, Oakland has a man as far as second base.
This ball was well struck to left field, and Delino DeShields decided to see if he could go for it, maybe have a chance to catch it. Nice job by Lowry keeping the head down, driving the baseball the other way. But Delino kind of went full speed, and once he got there, realized he wasn't going to have much of a chance. But this is why it is so important for outfielders to back each other up, and Carlos Gomez does a nice job of making sure he's over there. He looks over, he sees Delino going hard into the corner. He knows he has to get over there, because if that ball bounces off the wall in any direction, right, it's a little bit of an angle over there. You never know exactly which way it's going to go. If he's not there, that's an easy triple for Jed Lowry.
Well, now out at second base for Chris Davis. Bender in there for a strike. Davis 0 for 1. Grounded out in the second inning.
He's thinking. You can see it. You can see it right after that, the way that he took that pitch and going through some mechanical drills. We saw him try to bunt in his first at bat, and you can tell right now it is much of a mental grind as it is physical for Chris Davis.
Rolls it to short. Andrews with plenty of time. 2 out in the 4th inning. Hey, tomorrow is Mother's Day. And really, still no better idea or better way to celebrate than by bringing her out to the ballpark. It's our final game of this series against the A's at 2:05 first pitch. And the first 15,000 fans 14 and older will get a Mother's Day Rangers Infinity scarf. You can get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. Plenty of time for brunch and get out here for a 2:05 game. The happiest day of the year for Mom. Here's Alonso. He struck out looking in the second inning. Only strikeout so far tonight for Martinez. And he hits this ball out towards center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Lowry got a good start with 2 outs. He scores easily on the Alonso single, and the game tied at 1.
Just like Elvis Andrus did the inning before, Yonder Alonso jumps on a first pitch, looked like a changeup or a two-seam fastball. Let's take a look here. Yeah, two-seam fastball. It was located away, but it was up enough for Alonso to get it out into the outfield. Like you said, with 2 outs, Jed Lowry easily scores on that.
So Oakland able to answer the Rangers run from the bottom of the 3rd in their very next at bat. And here's Healy with a man at first. Healy, his last time up, hit one right over the third base bag, and Gallo made a really nice play to get to it in foul ground, and really deep down there had a tremendously long throw and just couldn't get it off quickly enough or accurately enough to get Healy. So he got an infield hit and a breaking ball. That one lined over short. That's a base hit. Alonso to second. 3 hits in the inning. And with 2 outs, the line keeps moving for Oakland. Spectacular evening. It was 82 degrees at game time. This place filled up in a hurry. And we have had some of the most pleasant weather this week. You don't, I mean,
didn't look exactly the way maybe it felt, but you see that that harness is actually strapped around his body. But at first glimpse, like maybe he was getting a pull from the back of the neck. And look at that guy's keeping an eye on his buddy down the street and said, listen, lady, you're hurting my guy down there.
I don't see any more funny business.
Yeah, it's good to see guys looking out for each other. Like the one behind, the brown dog right there.
Yeah.
Like, is that 3 hours on the lap? You can't. It's hard to hold a kid that long.
But if
about a hairy dog.
But you know, I mean, if you've got a nice lap dog who's willing just to curl up, that could be really relaxing and nice.
What do you got there? Labradoodle?
Labradoodle.
Beautiful dog.
That thing's not shedding.
My wife's been pushing for one. She wants to add a second one to the family. Be a nice match with our puggle that we have. Half pug, half beagle.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, he's a treat.
Well, I go full beagle in my house, boy. And I have to tell you what, that's a lot of noise. 2 men on, and Plouffe takes the ball. It's 2-0. It's fun tonight. A couple of different times today, you'll see some pictures in the middle of the broadcast of some famous dogs. Some of the ball players allowing photographs of their companions to be a part of the broadcast tonight. So that's kind of fun. As the strike to Plouffe makes it 2-1. Carla Janeway, who works in the truck with us, her dog was the first to take the stage tonight. And that picture, that was one of the more interesting pictures, because you talk about a luxurious lifestyle for a dog. I mean, out floating on the pool,
living it up.
Look at this. The dog's life, man.
Doesn't get any better than that. Just chilling at the estate.
That's Heidi. Just enjoying life. 2-1. And it's popped up. Short center. A little bit of ground for Andrews to get out there, but he does, makes the play. The inning is over, so Oakland gets the run back. They leave a couple. Oh, we go to the bottom of the fourth. Big story, and they backed up the Brinks truck for Bryce Harper in Washington. Bought out the final year of his arbitration eligibility next year. The Nats going to pay him $21.65 million and a little incentive for winning the MVP as well,
which he has a chance to do this year. He's off to a tremendous start. It's a big number, but the Nats decide, let's take care of this now. There's been some drama surrounding him and his contract situation and going through the arbitration process, and that is a record all time for any arbitration eligible player in any year. And Bryce Harper knows that he'll be getting even more than that per year after he gets through next season and hitting free agency. It's going to be a fascinating year for free agents in 2018. But yes, big number, 21.65. I don't get to the 6.5, get to that big of a number, but I guess it mattered to get all the way there. But he's got to be happy with that, I am sure. Nothing to think about now until he heads into free agency after the end of next season.
Chirinos fouls it off the count 0-2. He's getting over $13 million this year, and that record of 21.65 bests the old record set by Jake Arrieta. I don't know, by it's like a 40% premium.
What do you get? 13. What do you get? 13?
I think he got like 15 or something. Let's see. Yeah, 15.63. I can't do that kind of math in my head, but it's a lot more.
I mean, at the end of the day, He's doing very well. He's doing all right for himself, all of them. But yes, no, I think it's good for them. They don't have to deal with it. They don't have to worry about him, potentially filing or going to a hearing and dealing with that drama going into the last year of free agency for Bryce Harper. Well, Robinson Chirinos started to be hitting in the 4-hole tonight. He's led off twice.
Yeah, walked in the second inning. You're right.
He's thinking, I'm going to be a 4-hole hitter today. First time in my career, I'm going to be the big dog, and actually you're going to lead off in the second and the fourth inning.
Jeff Bannister, you mentioned earlier, has used 7 different players in the cleanup spot. I think this is the 31st original lineup that he has used now, and this is the 38th game of the year. Chirinos hits one high and deep but foul over to the right side. Slowly but surely, though, it seems that Jeff Bannister has started to find some spots that are working for individuals, and right now they've won 4 straight games, and so things starting to click a little bit offensively. Chirinos lifts this one into short left center. Nobody home. It drops in. That's a base hit. That was weird. The Davises both rather casually coming in on that one. I think Chris Davis realized he had a long way to go. I'm not sure Rajai Davis saw it.
No, I don't think he did at first. He might have got fooled by the big swing. It's a breaking ball. It's down, but it kind of shoots up right in the air. You see Robinson Chirinos just a little bit out front, but he gets under this ball. And Chris Davis right there on the left. Rajai Davis starting to come in on the right. But I don't think anybody had a chance at getting this ball. You see Rajai kind of take that first step back, and then he started to pick it up and realize, you know what? I'm not getting to this. Adam Gonzalez was not getting to it. We talk about kind of hitting balls sometimes into the Bermuda Triangle. A single one of those 3 players could have gotten to that ball.
Third straight inning now that the Rangers have gotten the lead man on. Chirinos walked in the second. Gallo walked in the third and scored. And now Chirinos on again with a base hit, leading off this 4th inning. A 1-1 game. Rugi reached on the fielder's choice in the second. Is ahead here 2-0. Yesterday, Odor 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. You pointed out yesterday how rare that is for Odor to walk multiple times in one game.
What do we say, 3rd time in his career, 1st time since 2014, is that right?
Yeah.
We know that's not his game. He's an aggressive offensive player. He's going to go hacking, and so that means not a lot of walks, and that's all right. It means power. We saw it last year with the 33 home runs, and that's the trend that we see in the game.
Foul, leaving it up at 2-2. Odor's had a pretty nice homestand so far, 4 for 10 with those 2 walks. Has scored a couple of runs, including a very big run Friday night. It was the winning run, it turned out, in the bottom of the 9th inning. Gray's 2-2. And Odor stays alive.
Nice job of fighting that breaking ball down from Sonny Gray. Here's the thing. We mentioned that he swings hard all the time. We'll take a look at this breaking ball first from Sonny Gray and watch Rudy Odor. I mean, it's a big, hard swing. Like you said, he doesn't shorten up with 2 strikes, but he's still able to foul that pitch off. But what sticks out a little bit here as well is he's still done a really good job of hitting the ball hard with 2 strikes. It's what they call well hit average. How often are you squaring a ball up with 2 strikes? 6th best in Major League Baseball for Odor.
Holds off, and it's a full count. Mike Napoli waiting for his opportunity in this 4th inning. Been a good homestand for him. Well, Sonny Gray making his 3rd start of the year for Oakland tonight. This is his 5th full count already, and he'll check in again on Chirinos. Gray has been a little bit deliberate. Checks Chirinos. The big payoff pitch. And we'll get another one. Last year, Gray won 5 games, lost 11. Now he's battled a lot of injuries rather. A couple of times on the disabled list last year. He's been on the DL this year, limited to just 2 starts. Last year was a guy, you know, he'd start out pretty strong. Very good in the 1st and 2nd innings, but boy, once you got to the 3rd and deeper on Sonny Gray, that's when he started having trouble. Middle innings on, guy with a 742 earned run average from the 3rd on. I say middle innings, I mean that's not middle really. That's early.
Still pretty early. Yep.
Now, this is the 2nd time through the order for the Rangers. They're 2 for 4 this time through the order. And Odor battling here.
It really is amazing to see him foul off these pitches the way that he does. A lot of times when you see hitters that do this, that can get deep in counts, it's usually because they're shortening up their swing, right? And that ball is away and they're just kind of fouling it off down the line. But Rougned Odor, in the way that his game plays, he's still able to do that, taking that big hack with 2 strikes. It's impressive.
9th pitch of the at-bat. And Odor hits it high in the air out toward right field. Joyce having a little trouble. Coming over from center is Davis. Davis makes the play, 1 away.
The first baseman, Mike.
That sky's a little tough right now. It's time for our unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Cody Bellinger. He was called up on April 25th. He's played in 16 games now for the Dodgers. Since that time, 18 RBIs, leads all of baseball.
Guy can swing it. Really nice left-handed swing.
Buster Posey made an adjustment to his swing and has started to hit a lot of home runs yesterday with a walk-off in the 17th. And the Twins, they've been hammering the long ball 13 straight games now for Minnesota. Napoli takes strike 1 from Gray.
The Twins have been a big surprise, and I tell you, watching just closely over the last couple of years, it just seems like the ball is really flying out of target field. It's a big ballpark. And Brian Dozier obviously had the huge year, hitting 42 home runs, but he was not just hitting home runs. There were some bombs that he had hit at that ballpark. Miguel Sano as well. They got some power guys on that club. I still don't think they can contend, but they've been a pretty good surprise so far this year.
Well, they lead the Central Division at the moment. 4 games over 500 coming into play today. Game ahead of Cleveland, 2 ahead of Detroit, 3.5 in front of the White Sox. 1-1 pitch to Napoli, and that one bounced towards short, and that one off of Rosales and into left field. Hesitating for a moment, Chirinos, but he'll go to 3rd. Napoli puts him on the corners with 1 out in the 4th inning, and that's a hit for him.
And as it should be, this ball was well struck, even though it was a ground ball, and it ate Adam Rosales up. He didn't have much of a chance as he was running over and trying to backhand this, and you'll see the breaking ball with 1 strike. That's a pretty good one. That's a nice bite on that breaking ball, but Mike Napoli able to hit it hard enough, and you'll see Rosales going to his right and trying to get that timing. And if he had a glove on his foot, he might have caught it, but he completely whiffed on his glove as this ball actually caught him on his left foot and bounces into the left field. And a nice job, as you mentioned, from Robinson Chirinos. There was a little bit of a pause in there. Wasn't sure how far that ball went, but he did a nice job of reading it and getting to 3rd.
Well, base hit for Napoli, 2 hits in the inning. Gomez pops this one foul out of play. You know, Rosales mentioned earlier that he's been getting a lot of time at shortstop with Marcus Semien hurt. But he has had a little trouble defensively as well. 3 errors in the last 6 games. That was a hit. But a ball you might see some shortstops.
And Marcus Semien might be able to make a play on that if he was healthy. I think we certainly would expect Elvis Andrus to get a glove on it. It'd be a great play, but you'd think he'd have a chance to get there.
1-1 to Gomez, who flied out in the 2nd inning. Rangers got a run in the bottom of the 3rd. A's answered in the top of the 4th. They're trying to build something now in this 4th inning. Gomez with a bouncer, 3rd base, charging with a bare hand Plouffe. They'll get the out at first base, but Gomez drives in a run and makes it 2-1 Rangers.
That's a great play by Trevor Plouffe. Not an easy one at all, as he has to go with the bare hand to be able to get Carlos Gomez. Carlos hit the top half of this ball, didn't hit it very hard, and probably better off that he hit a little bit slower. If he hits it hard, there might have been a play at home plate. But watch this here on the 3rd hop. Nice job by Plouffe to scoop that up with a bare hand and make an accurate throw. As you can go wide hand and get it cleanly, man. That's the thing that's always so impressive when these guys make those plays, is not only catching the ball but having a good grip and being able to make an accurate throw on the run.
So 2 gone now. Napoli at 2nd. Here's Gallo. Gallo walked and scored in the 3rd inning. Rangers back with the lead. Gallo batting 8th tonight, and the 1-strike pitch. A little high. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Yesterday, Gallo with a walk-off home run made it 2 straight. Rangers had 3 consecutive walk-off home runs against the Angels. Late July of 2013, Soto in the opening game with a solo shot. Leonis Martin with a 3-run homer, and Adrian Beltre with a solo shot in the finale. 2-1 the count to Joey Gallo now.
You see the curveball there from Gray trying to go below the zone, right? We go back to the home run from last night. It was a hanging breaking ball, but for Sonny Gray trying to keep this pitch below the zone. You can get Joey Gallo down there with the breaking pitch, but you really cannot throw them in the strike zone. He has crushed right-handed sliders and curveballs this year, slugging .806 against those pitches. That is the 3rd best in Major League Baseball. So for righties throwing curveballs and sliders in the zone, Joey Gallo has feasted on those for power this year.
Fouled out of play. 2-2. Gray, boy, I tell you what, 25 pitches this inning. Each inning has gotten a little more laborious for him. 8, 16, 22, now 25 pitches. Two from Gray. Oh, that's a little tight. So there will be more. Got a shot there a moment ago of Adrian Beltre with the work gloves on. Leaning over the railing. Good to see. He's continued to get a little work each afternoon on the field. Batting practice today, taking some ground balls.
He's teasing fans, though, with those batting gloves on, because it's a nice first step. Put them on now. Take them to the batter's box. That's what Rangers fans want to see.
Payoff pitch, and that's strike 3 called. Gallo down looking. Inning is over, but the Rangers move back in front again. RBI ground out by Gomez. We go to the 5th.
back on top, and it is Bark at the Park night here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. A fun night, and it's time for our progressive fan of the game. It is Bella of the ballpark, a 95-pound Italian Mastiff. And let me tell you something, this girl gets it because she is rocking that tutu like a boss. 95 pounds and all. Bella, here you go, baby. Guys.
She wants to know if there's anything in there she can eat.
She already had a hot dog. I witnessed it.
Hey, that's a great look right there. The eyes kind of rolling them a little bit. Like, hey, you got anything I can use here besides this plastic bag full of stuff?
That is awesome.
I don't know. I mean, looks like that dog's thirsty. I don't know. Call me crazy. That dog looks like she could use a drink.
Hot out here. Maxwell takes a strike and a ball. 1-1 the count. He singled in the third. 2-1 Rangers.
What I'm probably most impressed with is, like, I don't know, maybe we're only showing the good dogs.
Yeah.
They're all just kind of sitting there. Pretty well behaved.
No, there you go.
I mean, that makes sense.
He's cool.
Late night last night, probably. Just hanging out.
At Napoli's.
Yeah. Somebody enjoyed the after party after the big walk-off.
2-1. That's ball 3 to Maxwell. Now, you have how many dogs at home?
Just one.
Just one.
My wife would like to add a second one. We have one puggle who I would never even think about bringing here, because that's what, the thing is, I'm so impressed. Everyone seems pretty well behaved. They're just sitting there. My dog would be trying to smell everything in this park, including every dog.
Well, no doubt.
Yeah. There's no way. He'd be going crazy.
Ball 4.
His dream scenario. Like being stuck in a stadium. How many dogs are on it?
Well,
couple thousand?
I mean, yeah, probably in that range.
Yeah, I mean, that is like his dream. Well, smelling all those dogs. You're joking.
So is your dog well socialized, like in the neighborhood when you take a walk? Is he okay with other
he
dogs?
gets really excited.
Yeah.
So we got to be a little bit careful as far as, the other dogs are not nearly as excited to see him as he is to see them. So we got to back him off a little bit. But, he does okay. I don't trust him around other dogs as much. Not because he did anything bad. It's just annoying. It's just bothering him all the time.
Base hit to the right side for Rosales. Maxwell drops anchor at second. A couple of men on to start this 5th inning for Oakland. Bottom of the order doing a little damage here. We'll go back up top. So my Beagle does really nicely with kids, but the interest in other dogs is so over the top.
Yeah.
It feels aggressive to me, and I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah. Doesn't get out much, huh? Like, hey, first time around others.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Also not invited to dog night then.
No.
Your dog.
No, absolutely not. Well, 2 men on here. And it brings up Rajai Davis. You ever dress the dog up?
No, we have not taken it that far. I don't think he'd be into it.
No.
Joey Gallo flashed his signs for a bunt here, and the Rangers are absolutely expecting it to happen with first baseman and third baseman crashing right now. We're playing pretty far in on the grass, and Rajai Davis has other plans.
We saw it a number of times last night where Oakland, whether it was defensively, playing aggressively, or offensively trying to just play for 1 run. The feeling clearly with Bob Melvin is that 1 run, 2 runs in a game may be it. But interesting that right here Davis is not partaking. He was swinging away. Remembers this one fouled on the right side of the count 0-2.
I wonder how unnerving that is for Mike Napoli and Joey Gallo. I mean, they have been, and they'll drop back now with 2 strikes, but they, for those 2 pitches, were a good 5 to 7 feet in on the grass. You don't have a lot of reaction time, and both times Rajai Davis swung at those pitches, so obviously not bunting, and you got to be thinking, man, don't hit it at me. I don't know if you're that close. I mean, the reaction time obviously gets cut down significantly.
Davis 0 for 2. In fact, bounced into a double play his last time up. And he bounces this one to third. Gallo to second. 1. Here's the relay. Not in time. And again, Jeff Bannister holds up the hand, says, hang on. We may challenge. Say, look, in the clubhouse, just to make sure.
I think Rajai Davis beat this one out. We know what a great runner that he is, and we'll watch this replay. Yeah, you'll see that left foot get the bag before the ball gets into Mike Napoli's glove. So I don't think the Rangers will challenge here.
Jeff Bannister just signaled we're okay. I'll let this one go. Yeah, with his speed, that's tough. So they're on the corners with one out. Maxwell at third. And now here's Matt Joyce.
We've talked a bunch about Rajai Davis. You certainly have to keep an eye on him here. 47 stolen bases since the start of last season. It's the fourth most in Major League Baseball.
And you'd really love to keep him there and keep that double play in order. This one skips away from Chirinos, so it won't matter. Davis will go to second. Moving up on the wild pitch. And that leaves first base empty.
But all that work you're doing and thoughts of trying to keep a good base runner close, and Nick Martinez throws this breaking ball in the dirt, gets away from Robinson Chirinos, and it's an easy second base for Rajai Davis.
Now the second time through the order against Nick Martinez. The A's had 4 hits, including a double, as well as a walk. This now the third time through. Davis reached on the fielder's choice. And Joyce hitless in 2 tries. Spins backward. It's 2-0. Well, tonight the A's with 1 hit in 4 tries with runners in scoring position. And we've talked about the numbers of ways that you can look at the beginning of this 2017 season for Oakland and identify what has held them back, and that is one of them. With runners in scoring position, they have not cashed in very well this year. If you look over the last 4 games for Bob Melvin's team, 2 for 25. And their overall number for the year, hitting .203 with runners in scoring position, that's worst in the majors. And Martinez with his back against the wall here. That one is down the first baseline and into right field. Maxwell is in. Here comes Davis. He'll score. The throw back to first.
Wow.
And they got him. Joyce got too far off the base and could not get back quickly enough.
That is a great job by Nick Martinez. This is a fascinating play because Mike Napoli dove for this ball. It looked like I don't think he got hurt or what happened, but he stayed on the ground for a little while, and you see that there. And Matt Joyce knew that, so he felt comfortable taking the big turn, and then he goes back. But look at Nick Martinez being right there, and we'll see. And hopefully that tag happened, and he didn't miss him, and this doesn't get reviewed. We'll see. Yeah, he caught him right there on the shoulder. That's an outstanding job by Nick Martinez to be there on time, to get that throw and to get it onto Matt Joyce. Now, I don't know why Matt Joyce was pointing out to right field right after the play. I don't know if he thought there might have been interference down the line. I don't think so. But when he was arguing with first base umpire Jim Reynolds, he was kind of motioning out to right field. I'm not sure why.
So now it's Lowry with the bases empty. And he takes ball 1. So 2 runs scored. Oakland now back in front 3-2.
That was.
And it's 1-1 on Lowry. Lowry doubled and scored in the 4th inning. That tied the game momentarily. Team's just kind of alternating runs the last few innings. It's a 9-4-1 put out at first base. I dare say that's the first time I've written that down this year.
It was a really good play by Nick Martinez. There's not going to be any play at home, right? With runners at second and third, Rajay Davis at second. So he does not need to back up home in that situation. But that doesn't mean your job is done. I think he noticed that Mike Napoli was still on the ground and realized, you know what, maybe there's a chance to sneak in there. And I mean, being in the right place at the right time and also making a really nice play at first.
I think he loves to play defense, show off his abilities as a former second baseman at Fordham. Still very athletic, obviously, and really good around the base. That was a great tag. 2-2. And this one lifted foul out of play. Well, we're only in the top of the 5th inning, but you get a weird feeling about this game tonight. Seen some interesting plays, a decent amount of contact so far, but it has remained a low-scoring game. These two have just been neck and neck all night. And that's high.
And as much fun as the last couple of nights have been, and it starts to feel like, oh, could this be another one of those nights where the Rangers have a close game going into the 9th inning? They certainly would love to open one up against a team as well and maybe not have all the drama, as much as it's been an absolute joy to watch and call these last couple of games in the 9th inning. Yeah, the idea of blowing a team out, stepping on somebody once in a while wouldn't be a terrible thing.
Pop up, short left, might be room down there. DeShields makes the play. That ends the inning. But Oakland plates 2. Some good defense helping Martinez out. We're halfway there in a 1-run game. Two A's as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning tonight. Hey, Rangers Destination Package offers you the chance to hit the road with your Texas Rangers. Take a trip to Toronto May 26th through May 28th. See the Rangers take on the Blue Jays at the Rogers Center. This package includes first-class hotel accommodations, a meet and greet with a Rangers player, a VIP ballpark tour, and a whole lot more. Go to texasrangers.com/destinations to book your trip. All right, bottom of the 5th, and Delano DeShields, who singled in the 3rd inning. He takes strike 1 from Sonny Gray. Great to have you along on this Saturday evening. Middle game in a 3-game series, Rangers and A's. Rangers won the opener yesterday 5-2. It was a game-winning 3-run homer by Joey Gallo, 2nd night in a row that the Rangers waited to the last swing of the game to knock down their opponent. Delano DeShields delivered a game winner earlier this year against Kansas City. That was the first Rangers walk-off this season.
Now he's just trolling us now, right?
Yeah, Adrian. Teased us earlier with the gloves, grabs the bat now. Might as well put on a helmet, Adrian. Well, it's been really good to see him working, though, before batting practice. He gets out here early, gets a little early, working around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on these night games. Still no running the bases. That's usually the last thing before you head out on those rehab assignments. But he's taking ground balls today, moving laterally a little bit.
Certainly good to see. You talk about running the bases and pushing it a little bit, the idea of being comfortable running, but then also going first and third. But then you also, on top of that, be able to go side to side when you're playing defense. All of those things matter, and they know that with this calf and that it's hung there, kind of been an issue consistently for Adrian Beltre. You push it and you tweak it again, it's just going to make it worse. So yes, we're all very anxious to see Adrian back out there and playing every day, but the Rangers are smart to slow play this thing a little bit, make sure he is 100% before he gets back out there.
Payoff pitch, and Shields with a bouncer, second base. Lowry is there, and that is out number 1.
It's kind of interesting too, real quick, to kind of just to see
Little Rascals,
and he's being good. Look how good he's being, he or she. But interesting watching Sonny Gray. We've seen a lot of curveballs from him tonight, a lot of breaking pitches. He has really stayed away from the four-seam fastball compared to what you're used to seeing last year. He'd use that pitch right around half the time, 50%. Tonight we've only seen 25% of those four-seam fastballs. It's been a lot more of the two-seamers, balls that are running away from the lefties into the righties. That has been his fastball of choice. He's also used the breaking ball and changeup a lot more than we're used to seeing from him. So a little bit of a different game plan here for Sonny Gray against the Rangers.
Well, now he goes third time through the order. 1-1 to Chu. Chu has grounded out to second, and also rolled into a double play on a ground ball hit down to first. Really nicely turned by the A's. That was in the 3rd inning. Chu leading off again tonight against the right-hander Sonny Gray.
There hasn't been a lot of work against Sonny Gray third time through the orders because he's only made 2 starts this year. Didn't make very many last year either. But third time through, when you had to look at those 2 seasons, 2016, 2017, the numbers certainly point in the favor of the Rangers. A .312 batting average against a .366 on base. And you see the pitch count as well and what the Rangers were able to do to him back in the 3rd and the 4th innings. That starts to pay dividends as you get a little bit deeper now and you see him getting ready to throw his 84th pitch here in the bottom of the 5th.
2-2 the count on Chu.
It's not easy to say.
2-2 on Chu.
It's pretty good. Better you than me, that's for sure.
You can handle it. Petey, by the way. Petey was the name of that dog in Little Rascals.
Is that what you were doing over there?
No, I got to give credit to Steve Hunt for coming up with that one for us. But did you watch that when you were a kid?
Yes,
Little Rascals?
I did. Who was that? Who was the kid? Who was a little chubby kid? What was his name? I can't forget. Spanky.
Spanky.
Yeah, Alfalfa and Spanky. Yep.
3-2. And I seem to recall, and now we're really going down a road we may not be able to come back from, but there was an interest in baseball for a couple episodes.
I'm sure there was.
I seem to remember
some Sandlot.
Yeah, Spanky kind of getting into the Babe Ruth and that kind of thing.
And similar builds. I could see why that might be his idol.
Chu waits on a full count pitch. And he strikes out swinging. So 2 away in the 5th. Time for us to take a Chevy game break as we send it back again to Rick Renner.
The shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
All right, so we were talking about this the other day. What teams off to really bad starts you feel like might have a chance to turn it around in time this year? Which ones have you given up hope on? Toronto.
He has some work to do. There's 6 games under 500 coming into tonight. That would be a tough one, 8 games back. But you know what? The Yankees have played better than expected. And so if they start to come back a little bit, would there be an opportunity there? The Orioles right now leading that division 10 games over 500. But Jose Bautista has had a pretty rough year. Yes, the home runs are starting to climb up, but he was hitting just 176 coming into action tonight. A lot made of his free agency this past offseason and not working out the way that he thought it was going to at 36 years old. And it's been a slow start for him. I'm sure Ranger fans are okay with that.
Don't think so much concern. High fly ball out toward right field. Joyce though with room. And he'll put it away. Andrews retired as part of a 1-2-3 inning for Sonny Gray. And we're off to the 6th inning.
As we head to the top of the 6th, and as we've mentioned throughout the night, it is Bark at the Park this evening, and in that spirit, Jake Diekman gives us a real glimpse into the life of a dog dad.
2 days ago, she ate 2 pairs of underwear. So like 1:30 in the morning, we had to go to the emergency vet. And then, like, it's love. $280 later, we got him.
Yeah,
black and reds coming up. It's love. Yeah, no matter what.
So it's not always easy to be a dog dad, but Jake Diekman and his fiancee Amanda, proud still owners and parents of Sonny. That's Sonny, the guilty party, there on the left. Apparently there's some sort of medication that can be given to a dog that immediately extracts anything they've eaten recently, which is something I didn't know, but Jake educated me on that today, guys.
Man, I'll tell you.
Could be handy.
That stuff. That's when you get a little frustrated.
Yeah. Oh, without it. I'll give you a little PSA about dogs that I didn't know. We know they can't eat chocolate, right?
Right.
Did you know they can't eat garlic?
No.
Found out the hard way, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my dog crushed a little thing, like a little plastic thing of marinated garlic that my wife left off on the counter one day.
Didn't go well?
He had to have a blood transfusion.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was brutal. Like, the dog got really despondent. It looked like, you know, he wouldn't be near us anymore. It was bad. It was really sad, really scary. And I brought him to the vet, and Doc said, good thing you got him here when you did. So no garlic for your dog. It's not that you're going to intentionally give your dog garlic. And he ate a huge thing of marinated garlic. He smelled awful, of course, for a couple of days. And we knew something was wrong. And $2,000 later, I now have a healthy dog. Oh, my God. That's why I work a couple jobs, if I keep up with these dogs. Yeah, so I didn't know that, so now you know.
Oh, man. Well, here's Yonder Alonso, who, as I understand it, enjoys garlic.
We all do. Just don't give it to your dog.
So here's the thing, though. Would your dog given the opportunity now, if a little garlic was left out, your dog would go right back after it, right?
He doesn't know.
That's what I don't get.
They don't learn the lesson. I felt sad he wouldn't go near. He's a pretty social dog at home and loves sleeping near you and, you know, whatever, loves being pet, all that stuff like every other dog, but he wouldn't even stay in the same room with us. It was like he knew.
Yeah.
His body was shutting down a little bit. Yeah, it was a little scary. So you got to be careful with the garlic. But yeah, no, he'd eat it again in a heartbeat.
1-1. Just a little high. 2 balls and a strike to Alonso, who had an RBI single in the 4th inning. A's lead 3-2.
One thing we talked about with Alonso and the improvement and what we've seen from him with the power is just the idea of getting the baseball in the air a lot more. He has gotten comfortable elevating that ball a lot more off his bat.
To Hopper to shortstop. Nice job by Napoli to bring down the throw. 2 away in the 6th inning.
Ball was hit pretty hard off the bat of Yonder Alonso, and a nice play by Elvis, and backhands it. Had plenty of time, and this throw just sailed on him a little bit. Mike Napoli showing some full extension and getting back down in time.
So now Ryan Healy, who is 2 for 2 against Nick Martinez. Healy with an infield hit and then the base hit into left field. So he has 2 of the 7 Oakland hits tonight. And he is a guy who can be tough. Rangers have had some difficulty with him over the years. He's struggling a little bit this year. Very young player, came up last season. And really did a fine job in the second half of the season. But found the adjustments this year to be a little tough. Takes a strike. It's 2-1.
Well, early on, he really struggled. Right out of the gate, he got himself in the hole early. The batting average was sub 200 for the first couple of weeks of the season, and then they decided to give him a little bit of time off. He's been a lot better since. I like this kid. I like his swing. Doesn't run particularly well, but I think there's a lot of good things happening with Ryan Healy. Looks like a guy that will be around for a while. It's his 2nd year now in the big leagues, and 13 home runs last year, and basically what amounted to about a half of season of at bats. And you start to project out, say, does he have 30 home run power? And I believe the answer to that is probably yes. 6 so far this year, but I think this is a guy that we'll see reach that 30 mark at some point in his career.
Pops this one up. Foul territory. Chirinos is over, and he'll put it away. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Martinez. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Yeah, just got it. It's a 1-run game. Sonic Slam inning brought to you by Sonic Drive-In. Tonight's jackpot worth $1,800 plus dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. Rangers are hitting for Jay Garrett tonight from Bridgeport, Texas. If a Ranger hits a home run this inning, Jay wins $1,800. If the Rangers hit a grand slam, Jay wins $25,000. One-run game as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Mazzara, Chirinos, and Rougned Odor due in this sixth inning against Sonny Gray, who may well be getting to the end of his night. He's at 90 pitches coming into the sixth inning. There is activity out in the A's bullpen as well.
I think Nomar is due. Just one home run for him in his last 74 at bats coming into tonight. So maybe this is the moment now where he's ready to cash in, make it one in his last 76, counting the 2 ABs that he's had this evening.
It's this ball hard down the right field line, and that is a fair ball and bounces off the fence. Mazzara to second, and he has a leadoff double. Just missed the home run.
That'll work too, though. I'm sure the Rangers will be happy with that leadoff double. This ball absolutely smoked by Nomar Mazzara, his 6th of the season, as you see there. But look at this pitch. It's left up, just kind of spun. Not where Sonny Gray wanted it. Nomar does a nice job. Look at that left elbow get in there close to the body, but just absolutely squares this ball up and drills it down the right field line.
So the tying run in scoring position in the sixth. Now Robinson Chirinos, he's been on both times tonight. A walk and a base hit. He has scored a run. For the first time tonight, Rangers cleanup man at the plate with a chance to drive one in. Rangers are 1 for 7 tonight with runners in scoring position. Mentioned Brian Duel had been throwing out of the bullpen for Oakland, so we may be seeing him shortly. Three runs, 7 hits for the A's. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Rangers. It's 1-1. Part of the order in this sixth inning. Mazzara opened it with the double. Now 4, 5, and 6 coming. One and 2 the count.
That curveball still looks really sharp from Sonny Gray, and it's been a go-to for him. The 20th that he has thrown tonight. Robinson Chirinos in this 1-1 count, thinking about finding a way to try to drive that run in. A tough pitch. I'm not even necessarily in the school of saying, okay, well, man on second, nobody out. Your job is just to kind of get him over to third. Robinson Chirinos has swung the bat well this year. Maybe he shortens up a little bit with 2 strikes, but I like the idea of him trying to drive this run in. He's had a very nice year offensively. He's not hitting fourth because Jeff Bannister wants him to get the runner over to third base.
Chirinos averaging a home run every 6.8 at bats. He has been hitting with some thunder in the 3-2. That one skips up there. Mazzara will have to hold. It's 2-2.
Good job by Maxwell to get in front of this ball. Let's watch him here. Tries to get both these down in time. You see how he stays squared up and he leans a little bit forward. That's a big part of blocking pitches as a catcher. It's not just squaring up and getting your chest in front of the ball, but you also lean forward. You try to smother it, deaden that ball so it doesn't bounce too far away.
Gray's had to work hard tonight. And he'll step off, kind of collect himself. A very high pitch count here in this sixth inning. You mentioned it's only his 3rd start of the year. Highest pitch count so far this year, 98, and his pitch on the way. That ball is hooked down to third base. Plouffe will look Mazara back. Throw over to first, get Chirinos one away. And at second for Rougned Odor. Maxwell out to the mound to talk things over first. Odor busy earlier this afternoon as well. A little more on that. Let's check in with Emily again.
Yeah, Rugi and Elvis started their day meeting with some of the youngest Rangers fans, meeting with the junior Rangers today. Both of these guys really enjoy interacting with the kids. I asked him what their favorite question was, and Elvis said that one kid asked him what brought him the most joy in playing baseball. And he said, you know what it is? It's when I get to come to the ballpark and play in front of fans like you. He said, I feed off of the crowd, and when you do something good and the crowd goes crazy or we win a game, that's what brings me joy playing baseball. So a good question from that little one, and definitely a treat for all those kids to hear from Elvis and Rugi today.
Very cool.
And he's not just saying that to make people feel good. There is something about the opportunity to play the game that you love, and the fact that other people would want to come watch you play that game and cheer you on, and when you do well, go crazy like we've seen the last couple of nights. It is a lot of fun. Doesn't matter how long you've been around this game. To play in front of big crowds that are loud, that are into it, that are supporting you is a ton of fun for these guys.
1-1 to Odor. Has reached on a fielder's choice. Flied out to center field today. Tying run out there at second base in the form of Nomar Mazara. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning tonight. Gray's pitch. There's that curveball again. Rugi had the base hit yesterday. He is hit in 4 straight. With just 1 strikeout. We mentioned a couple of walks yesterday as well. And you take a slightly longer stretch, a 10-game stretch now. And the numbers are starting to kind of even out a little bit for Odor. 11 for 40 over the last 10 games. We're starting to see him back to where he should be, around 275 there. That's high. It's 3-1. You were talking about it the other day, the adjustment that he's trying to make, keeping his head in, if you will, his chin in.
Keeping that chin on his left shoulder a little bit longer. He knows that when he is swinging the bat well, that head stays in there much longer at contact, not pulling off too early. That's where he was really the last couple of years.
Hammers this one down to first. Boy, Alonso, nice pick. Goes to the bag, retires Odor, 2 away, but Mazara now down at third.
Break here for the Rangers. I mean, it has been 3 hard hit balls, starting with Nomar Mazara's double. Robinson Chirinos hit his ground ball pretty hard. Now here comes Rougned Odor squaring a baseball up, but right in the range, and 1 step to his right for Alonso. Listen, this very easily could have been a big inning for the Rangers, the way that they have swung the bat so far here against Sonny Gray.
It's the 3rd time through the order against Gray. And as you point out, good hard contact hasn't always resulted in hits. But here's Napoli, who can hit it a long way when he ties into it.
How about this? I want to say at 110 miles an hour for Rougned Odor in that ground out. I don't get too excited about exit velocity. I think we maybe talk it up a little bit too much, but it's a pretty good number for an out. And that's the hardest hit ball so far this inning. The Chirinos ground ball was 96, and the Nomar double was 93. 110 and nothing to show for it. It's pretty frustrating.
Well, activity now in both bullpens. Tony Barnett getting loose for the Rangers. Bottom of the 6th, 1-run game. Gray certainly, one would guess, would not be much longer for this game. Should he get Napoli or one other out in this inning, you figure he would likely be done. Mazara at third. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, you think about making these decisions, right? And thinking, okay, well, this is only Sonny Gray's third start of the year, but he did throw 98 pitches last time. When he is healthy, he is the ace of this staff by far. This guy's been in the Cy Young conversation over his full years. But then you also look at the hard contact, right? That's what Bob Melvin has to think about. You see, there's been a lot of hard contact this inning. Do I want to push it? Do I want to give my ace his opportunity to finish the inning? Obviously, the answer for him has been yes, but I think regardless, this is Sonny Gray's last hitter.
Stays 1-2.
Mike Napoli would like to have that one back. You see his expression. Fastball that he gets a really, really nice swing on. This ball's middle away, came back over the plate a little bit. And yeah, he'd like that one again, just a little bit late as he fouled that off.
Two home runs on Thursday. And he hits this ball out to center field. We're going to hang up there a little bit for Davis. Inning over. Rangers leave a man at third. We go to the 7th inning. Oakland still leads by 1. Brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by North Texas Ford. The Great American Sales Event is happening now at your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. There's Ricky. Shih Tzu Chew's dog.
Some great ears.
Doberman, who saw Maggie at the beginning of our billboards there. Maggie is Dave Burchett's dog. Dave Burchett, our longtime director of Rangers baseball. There you go. 871 dogs in attendance.
Oh, wow.
Yep, 871.
Right. So I was off, what I guess, 2,000 I said? Or 1,500, whatever I guessed. I was wrong.
Oh, I thought you said 875, but
yep,
you were close. A lot of those dogs like to be on Instagram, Facebook. There you go.
Trying to become famous.
You're on too. Attendance tonight, 37,898. So another huge crowd again. And now into the bullpen for the Rangers. Nick Martinez went 6. Gave up the 3 runs on 7 hits, and now it's Tony Barnett.
You'll take it. It'll add to that quality start total that we have seen from the Rangers pitchers and the great job that they have done. You see the Tony Barnett numbers there, what he has done so far this season down in that Ranger bullpen.
One strike offering to Plouffe off the plate. 1-1. It'll be the bottom third of the order for Oakland. Plouffe is 0 for 2. Then Bruce Maxwell and Adam Rosales. It's the middle game of 3 in this series, and this one hit back up the middle. That's a base hit for Plouffe. So tomorrow we'll wrap up this series and a look at our AT&T matchup tomorrow. Kendall Graveman 2-2 for the year against A.J. Griffin, the former Oakland A, who has gone 4-0 and has been great.
He's been fantastic for the Rangers this year, and I got to believe he's excited again to have an opportunity to go against his former club. Did really well against them. First time he was looking forward to it. He didn't hide from that. He was looking forward to facing his old team, and he delivered. But he has been so consistent and solid for the Rangers this year. Certainly well appreciated, I gotta believe, by everybody in that dugout. The consistency that they're getting. Really, we've talked about the pitching staff. The starting pitching staff has been really good, but AJ has really stuck out this year.
Maxwell bounces this up the middle. Andrews has it, spins, and gets the out at first. What a play. Boy, that one looked like it was ticketed for center. In that perfect spot where nobody could get to it, but Elvis flagged it and really made a nice play.
He shows great range to his left. He is well beyond second base by the time he gets to this ball, delivers a throw that's a little bit high, but Mike Napoli does a nice job of catching this ball and holding the bag at the same time. That's about everything Nap has there. This is a tough play. I mean, you start to think about getting a little bit greedy and maybe trying to get that out at second, but Elvis Andrews makes a very smart decision, spins and throws, and takes the out at first.
So they get one. Plouffe now at second base. I'm going to bring up Adam Rosales. Beautiful Saturday night here in Arlington. A real big crowd at Globe Life Park. Rosales fouls off strike one. Talking about A.J. Griffin, though, last time really good against Oakland. And his last outing was A.J.'s complete game victory in San Diego. It was an 11-0 shutout. First complete game for a Ranger this year. The largest shutout in franchise history. And after the game, the thing that I loved about it was in his interview, didn't skip a beat. When asked about being a streak stopper, because he has pitched so well after Rangers losses and won so often, he said, well, how about I become a streak starter? Well, the Rangers haven't lost since he made that point. They won that game, and he started a streak. They've won 4 in a row, trying to make it 5 in a row tonight. Go down by a run. Nice block back there by Chirinos. 1-2 the count on Rosales.
As you know, you see a lot of cutters from Tony Barnett when he is out on the mound, but even more so than what you saw a year ago. He threw that pitch about 30% of the time. This year, 51% of the time, when you start looking around the league at relievers that use that cutter and use it a lot, Tony throws that pitch the 6th most in baseball right now among all relievers coming out of the pen.
This one in on the hands, but flared out to left field. That one drops in. Around third is Plouffe. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Rosales brings home a run, and Oakland now leads by 2.
A tough break here for Tony as he makes a pretty good pitch inside against Rosales, and you watch him. Look at Robinson Chirinos where he's set up, and that's exactly where that ball ended up. Man, look at this swing. Look how quickly he gets the barrel to that. That's pretty impressive by Rosales. He didn't hit it very hard, but he hit it hard enough to get it into the outfield. Also a really good read by Trevor Plouffe. He decided to take off right there and realizes that ball's down. Delino tries to get around it, but the throw is offline. Joey Gallo decides, of course, to cut it off. But kind of a bad break there as that ball was well located. Tony threw it exactly where he wanted it. Rosales didn't hit it hard, but he got it in the outfield.
So back to the top of the order. Davis 0 for 3 with a run scored. Reached on the fielder's choice in the 5th inning. Scored on Joyce's 2-run single. (4-2) Oakland. Barnett's last 2 appearances have been really good. 4 2/3 shutout innings in relief, but gives up a run here. Couple of hits. It's 2-0. Barnett in his 2nd year back stateside after a real nice run in Japan, where he became a closer in Japan and had a lot of success in that role. So very accustomed to high leverage spots and important outs late in games. His 2-0 swung on and missed.
And I think it's important. We talk about that a lot. We see it now a lot around the game, where you have pitchers in your bullpen who are not your closer but have closed before. Nobody bigger than Andrew Miller and what he does for the Cleveland Indians, but you love that. Even if a guy only closed in the minor leagues, or say he closed in Japan, whatever it may be, the idea that he had been in those big situations and has done it consistently. Jeremy Jeffress, of course, had closed in Milwaukee. Matt Bush now the closer here in Texas, but you like to know a little bit of a more confident feeling for a manager when they know that that guy has been there getting the biggest outs in the game and was able to close out games. And Tony Barnett, certainly one of the many that have done it in the Ranger pen.
6 years in Japan and didn't make his big league debut till last year at 32 years old. So pitched really well. It's 2-1 pitch, and this one is fouled away.
Yeah, one of the fascinating parts of his Japanese story was his first year there. I mean, playing for the Yakult Swallows, it wasn't a good year, right? And he talked about it. He was a starter then. He pitched in 16 games. 15 of those were starts, and he had an ERA of 5.99, right? Just right under 6. It is very difficult when you go over and play in Japan to come back after a year like that. You have a very short leash. He said he was very grateful that they gave him another opportunity. He said you also point to just a couple of kind of really bad games that blew his numbers out of the water, and he rewarded them with some great pitching over the next 5 years. They put him in the bullpen after that. He did not start again. Then you look at what he did from 2011 to 2015, and in those 5 seasons in Yakult, he pitched very well. He had one off year where his numbers kind of got a little sideways, but other than that, he dominated for them. That's a big deal. Not easy to go back or to have the team bring you back after you have a subpar season.
Works here with a man at first. The 3-2 pitch. Runner goes, and a bouncer at third base. That one is fair. Long throw for Gallo, and it pulls Napoli off the base. So Rosales is at second. Davis aboard. Still only one out.
This is what speed does to defenders when they know that they do not have a lot of time. Rajai Davis gets down the line really well, and so for Joey Gallo, he had to rush his throw. He had to get it out of his glove quickly. His ball was up a little bit. A cutter chopped into the ground. And you see this, Joey Gallo took it on the second hop, and he knew because he was taking on the second hop that he had to get rid of this ball quickly. Watch Rajai Davis right out of the box, never slows down, all the way through the bag. Put the pressure on the defense and turned what is a routine ground out for the average big leaguer into a hit.
Now we get Doug Brocail out to the mound. And they will talk things over before Joyce comes to the plate. Well, the Texas Rangers are excited to bring you the first ever Game of Thrones theme night on Wednesday, July 5th, when the Rangers take on the Red Sox. This exclusive theme night ticket comes with a limited edition Jeff Bannister bobblehead. Plus, take your picture on the Iron Throne. Tickets must be purchased through TexasRangers.com/Game of Thrones. What do you laugh?
I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm not familiar with. I'm familiar with Game. I've heard of it, but I don't know much about Game of Thrones. So I don't know what the Iron Chair. What did you say? What was it?
Iron. I think it was Curtain. Iron Throne.
Iron Throne. I'm not familiar with it, but it's just a funny picture of Banny. That's what got me too. Is I'm looking at that of Banny and listening to you talk about it, which obviously I know is hugely popular.
I just watched my first episode the other day.
Okay, are you in or out for the rest of them? You're out.
I bought the first season, so I got it.
Oh, you bought it?
Well, you know, yeah. I downloaded it, whatever. You know, it costs like $20 or something. So And I'm going to go ahead and work my way through it. I'll give it a chance.
I've thought about that, like shows that maybe on the outside maybe don't appeal to my taste, but could I force my way through it and watch it? I don't think it was for me. I know it's been hugely popular, but obviously so much so that Banny put the gear on.
I mean,
you think he posed for that? Like, hey, we're going to get you dressed up so that we can make sure that we nail this bobblehead.
My guess is they probably didn't find the time to get that done, but Dario Alvarez throwing, as well as Austin Bivens-Dirks still waiting to make his big league debut. 1 the count to Joyce, and he hits this one up the middle. Great play by Andrus to grab and get the 1 out. And now they've got the run down to Rosales. And Andrus will tag him out. Not a conventional double play. 6-5-6, but the inning is over. Only 1 run scores for Oakland. They lead by 2, and we'll keep it here to enjoy God Bless America. Now over to Chuck Morgan.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Will you please rise and direct your attention to the area behind home plate and welcome Norris Perry. In honor of all the veterans who have served our country and the servicemen and women who are currently stationed at home and around the world, Norris Perry will now perform God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
High-speed replay of the night, and a cutter from Tony Barnett in on Matt Joyce. Elvis Andrus fields it, alertly steps on second base and gets Adam Rosales in a rundown. Great execution of the rundown. In a perfect world, perfect rundown. Takes 1 throw, but Jeff Bannister certainly okay with 2. And ultimately, this rundown getting the Rangers out of the inning, and that is our AT high-speed replay.
All right, it gets us to the bottom of the 7th inning, where Ryan Duel has taken over for Oakland. Dole facing the bottom third of the Rangers order in this 7th inning. Carlos Gomez, Joey Gallo, and Delino DeShields. Well, Sonny Gray went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. He was pretty tough again tonight. Bouncer third. Plouffe. Plenty of time. 1 away. Time for a Chevy game break. Let's send it back once again to Rick Renner.
Third baseman Joey Gallo.
All right, thanks, Rick. Joey Gallo 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. It's 1-1.
Change up there from Ryan Dull, pitch that you do not see very often from him. He is mostly fastball slider, but against the lefties he will mix in had occasional changeup. That was a good one right there.
Ooh, big swing and a miss. It's 1-2 on Gallo. Well, it's up to the bullpens at this point. I mentioned Gray went to 6 innings. It's a 6th consecutive start for Sonny Gray against the Rangers, in which he has gone at least 6 innings. And now 11 of 13 of his starts against the Rangers where he has gone 6 innings. And for whatever reason, even though it's been a while, he pitches well in this ballpark. He did again tonight. He's given his team a chance. They lead 4-2. And Dole's 2-2 pitch to Gallo in the dirt. And there is activity in their bullpen. Liam Hendricks, Coulombe out there as well. So Oakland preparing for just about anything in this 7th. That's ball 4. So Gallo draws a walk. And gets a potential tying run to the plate in the 7th.
That's a really nice walk. Listen, we continue to see Joey Gallo lay off of off-speed pitches that he has seen earlier in the count that end up being balls. There was a changeup that he swung through, a very good one that fell through him that time. He watched it, same thing with the previous slider. So the at-bats continue to get better and better for Joey Gallo.
Now he is on. DeShields 1 for 2 tonight. And he shoots this one up into the seats. Delino 0 for 2 in his career against Ryan Dole. Try and keep Gallo close. Keep in mind, Gallo does run pretty well. Big guy, but very athletic. 4 steals this year. Not going anyplace though, and it is 1-1 on DeShields. Corners in a bit. 2-1 to count. We saw Dole yesterday for the inning. A guy who they like to use in Oakland. I mean, they will throw him often. Last year, 70 times in his rookie season. And so he's just, I guess he's got that rubber arm. A guy who can come back over and over again. This one fouled away. It's 2-2.
So Joey Gallo taking off there looked like it might have been a hit and run, and based on how Maxwell has thrown this year, 2 stolen bases tonight, so it's now 6 of 8. Base runners have been successful. See Joey Gallo taking off, peeking in. Delino ends up fouling that ball straight back. You mentioned Ryan Del Tullo, how many games he has pitched in. being a right-handed reliever coming through a system with a good arm, you're going to get beat up a little bit. It's not an easy thing to do, trying to survive and get to that point where you can get to arbitration. Right? There's a lot of obviously right-handed pitchers and a lot of guys with some pretty good fastballs. And when you first break in, if you show that you can throw strikes and you can be pretty good, they're going to use you a bunch.
Ground ball into left field. That's a base hit. Gallo moves to second. A walk and a base hit. The tying runs are on in the 7th.
It's been a good night for Delino DeShields. Second base hit for him, and this one in a big spot as the Rangers try to rally from behind. We'll watch this pitch here. Breaking ball ended up staying right over the middle of the plate. Nice hard ground ball through the hole, and the Rangers are in business.
Second hit for Delino tonight. Now back to the top with Shin-Soo Choo. Choo's had a tough night. So counted for 4 outs in his 3 at-bats. And into a double play in the 3rd. But an opportunity here. This one gets away from Maxwell. Everybody moves up, and now the tying runs in scoring position. Free bases. They have been an issue for Oakland this year. Rangers happily take those 2.
Without a doubt, we'll see this here. Look at a changeup that was down and just caught the inside of Maxwell's glove. You see right on the thumb side, ended up bouncing to the right, and really good reads by both Joey Gallo. Obviously, Delino DeShields just kind of cruising down to second base. And like you said, now a big spot here for Shin-Soo Choo, who, by the way, now is over his last 10. 0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 4 the day before that. He was swinging the bat very well. Be a good time to break out of that mini slump.
1 ball, 1 strike. And he hits this one in the air, foul and out of play. Andrews waiting on deck. The other thing that wild pitch does, though, is it takes the double play out of the equation, and that's big because Choo had already hit into 1 today. Guarantees, doesn't guarantee, but certainly would make it likely that Elvis Andrus would at least get up this inning. 2-2 the count. Oh, a fly ball of any depth would get a run home. A base hit through the infield or just into the outfield should score 2, because keep in mind, DeShields at second base, he has world-class speed. This one up into the stands again. Rangers have found the magic touch. Yesterday, a 4-run 9th inning for the 5-2 win. On Thursday, a run in the 8th, 4 more in the 9th for their 5-2 walk-off victory. Even Wednesday, some late offense and a 4-3 win over the Padres. It's a full count now on Choo. And has just started to feel recently like what we saw last year. Team with the confidence, and in these late innings, they'll put good at bats on relievers and find ways to score really big runs.
We'll see if Ryan Dull goes back to that changeup. He's thrown 3 of them in this at bat, but only 1 for strikes.
That's ball 4. They're loaded up. So Choo down to first. And Bob Melvin has to make a move. He signals immediately. So the A's go further into the bullpen. Liam Hendriks coming on. Bases loaded. 1 out in the 7th. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 7th. Hey, MLB.com @bat is your #1 mobile app for live Rangers baseball. Follow the Rangers with game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat today. Liam Hendricks out of the pen for Oakland.
See Hendricks now with the A's, the 4th team over the course of his big league career, and looks like he had something to say to his glove right there. And he yelled at what was going on there, but it's kind of a 4-pitch mix, 4-seam, 2-seam, fastball, slider mostly from Hendricks. You will see an occasional curveball as well, but predominantly the 4 and the 2-seam fastball and the slider.
Only one out, and his first pitch, a strike to Andrews. One and one. Elvis, if there's one Achilles heel for Andrews, it has been the double play. He has rolled into 9 of them, most in the American League. And that's one thing he has to avoid right here. He can make an out and still get a run in.
A productive out would be the key here if it does happen. The ground ball rate very high for Hendricks, and there's another ball downstairs. 60% so far this year. That is a big number. Averages around 44% for most big leaguers. So yes, he is a good candidate. Probably why Bob Melvin went to him. He's a guy who could potentially get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
Gallo, DeShields, and Chu. 3rd to 1st, and it's a 2-2 count on Andrews.
Fortunate for Elvis, Andrews went out of the zone to chase that 2-1 fastball and really kind of changes the dynamic of this at bat. The difference, of course, being 3-1 compared to 2-2 gives Hendricks an opportunity, if he wants to throw an off-speed pitch to go for the strikeout, or he could come back with that 2-seamer and still try to get the ground ball.
Elvis with an RBI single back in the 3rd. 1 for 3. And he hits this ball sharply into left field, base hit. Gallo's in. DeShields will score. A 2-run single for Elvis Andrews, and it's a new ball game.
What a nice at bat here for Elvis Andrews to come up in a big spot and square this baseball up. Let's go pitch by pitch and take a look at how Hendricks was going to attack Elvis and how he handled this at bat. They come out with a fastball that's called a strike at 96 miles an hour. So another one there that finishes away. It was all fastballs, but staying down, trying to stay down and away. Elvis couldn't hold back out of the zone, but Hendricks kind of surprisingly comes back, throws this one over the middle. It was down, but it was a 5th straight fastball, and Elvis had the timing down and does an excellent job of coming up in a huge situation here for the Rangers.
Elvis exercising a demon of sorts there as well. He had previously been 0 for 12 in his career against Liam Hendricks. So what a time to pick up his first hit, scores 2 runs, and ties this game in the 7th.
I'm shocked that he did not show him at least one breaking ball in that at bat, but it was all fastballs. And yes, Elvis did go out of the zone and chase that 2-1 pitch, but the idea of mixing in something else is not coming across at all for Liam Hendricks.
So now Mazzara, potential go-ahead run out there at second base and Chu. Andrews at first. Mazzara doubled his last time up. This ball out to left field. Davis was in shallow, goes back, it's over his head into the wall. 2 scores. Andrews is in. And the Rangers on top by 2. It's a 4-run explosion in the 7th. And the late inning magic continues.
When we saw red-hot Nomar Mazara at the beginning of the season, these are the kind of at-bats that we saw. Not trying to do too much, taking a fastball that was pretty much middle, slightly away, and not trying to pull it and hit that ground ball, but driving it to the opposite field to make a great call on what Chris Davis was doing. Not a great jump, not a great route to that ball. He went across first as opposed to trying to get behind that baseball, and he got beat doing it. And Nomar comes up big, back-to-back at-bats with doubles, but none bigger than that one right there.
A two-run double by Mazara. And it's a four-run seventh. He's still in scoring position. And there's still just one out in the inning. You know, stringing together big at-bats. We look at the four-run ninth yesterday. Same thing on Thursday. It's 4 straight hits. It was 4 hits and a sac fly. This inning, a couple of walks and 3 big hits. Well, that's the one thing that had been lacking up until very recently, the ability for a number of guys in the lineup to contribute to a big inning.
Yeah, and not only the base hits, which are obviously the big part of this, and those are kind of the nails in the coffin, but those walks, a 6-pitch walk from Joey Gallo, laid off some really tough pitches, then the 7-pitch walk to Shin-Soo Choo, who did a great job of working the count strong after falling behind 1 and 2. Both of those guys were down in the count 1-2 and end up working walks. Both end up coming around scoring after the big hits, and that is just as much a part of what has happened this inning as other guys squaring up some baseballs and driving them into the outfield. So all the way around, some great at-bats from the Rangers this inning.
Last 5 Rangers have all reached. 4 of them have scored. Now Chirinos with the count of 1-1. And he taps it foul. 6-4. Rangers leading. They led 1-0 in the third, but gave it back in the 4th inning. They came right back and took a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th. I think gave up 2 runs in the 5th, and were trailing by a run all the way until this inning, when the A's added a run in the top of the 7th to go on top 4-2. First time tonight, though, an extended inning for either team. The Rangers have turned it into 4 runs so far. Jeff Bannister reiterated when we were in San Diego, they didn't want anybody to change. You know, they continued to struggle on that road trip, and it was close to desperation time. You could feel it. But he came out and said, don't change. We got to keep staying with what we're doing. And it has worked out lately. Bouncer shortstop. Rosales infatuated with Mazara. And they will tag him out. Get the lead runner off the bases. Chirinos on via the fielder's choice. The put out goes 6-5.
This is a mistake here by Nomar Mazara. The rule of thumb at this ball, the ground ball to your right, you stay put. Now we got off a little bit, but he knew he had some room. But what he was going to do there looked like he was going to take off when Rosales threw the ball to first. But Rosales caught him leaning a little bit, and unfortunately Nomar gets caught being a little bit over aggressive here on the bases. And you want to be able to stay in scoring position. Go ahead and let them throw that ball to first base and remain in scoring position for when Rougned Odor comes up.
Odor pops it up. Playable back of third. Plouffe has been busy tonight. Puts that one away. A 4-run 7th inning. And a big rally again. This time Elvis Andrus and Nomar Mazara with 2 2-run hits. 4 game summary. And you can see the big number 4 there in the bottom of the 7th inning. How about Anderson Mazara combining 4 for 8 with 5 RBIs in this one tonight.
These guys are crushing it and coming up huge in that last inning, and just on time here for the Texas Rangers, who have been all about the excitement late in the game. Now for the bullpen, an opportunity to close it out. Keone Kela will come in and work the 8th inning here for the Rangers. You see what he has done so far this season. The walk's a little bit higher than he would like, and that's been kind of a bullpen wide issue for the Rangers this year. Just under 4 walks per 9 innings, puts them right around, they were 20th coming into last night's game. So certainly an opportunity to be a little bit better as far as filling up the strike zone coming out of the pen, but the bullpen has also been throwing a lot better lately.
So Kela on in the 8th. They'll have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Oakland. Biggest lead of the night for the Rangers now, up by 2, and a strike fired in there. Now defensively, Ryan Rua has replaced DeShields now in left field, and we'll go the rest of the way out there. That one's tight, 96 miles per hour, 1-1 on Lowry, who doubled and scored in the 4th inning, 1 for 3. This Rangers bullpen has been a lot better lately, and I kind of alluded to it, but a .218 earned run average now as a group in the last 7 games. It has dropped the bullpen's overall earned run average from 5.36 to 4.77. It's still higher certainly than they would have liked, but for a week now it's been pretty solid, and it is 2-2.
Yeah, some good things happening over those 7 games. Now the only thing that sticks out is the walks during that time. It's been 11 strikeouts to 11 walks, and that's probably that one last piece. Obviously, it's, with bullpens, we talk about this all the time. Getting consistency can be difficult, but I think right now they're starting to throw the ball a lot better. If they start filling up the strike zone just a little bit more, that could be that last piece of the puzzle.
This ball lifted into short left, and Rua able to get there. 1 out in the 8th inning. Bring up Chris Davis, who's 0 for 3 tonight, and his struggles continue. Middle game in this 3-game series. Rangers and A's. Rangers won the opener yesterday with a 4-run 9th inning. A heart-stopping 5-2 win. Breaking ball in there for a strike to Davis, who has grounded out all 3 times. Just missed with another bender.
You mentioned Davis's struggles, 0 for 3 tonight. That puts him at 10 for his last 71. With just 3 home runs, and hopefully, again, like you said, the Rangers can kind of exploit some of those weaknesses, keep him cold. We know how much of a thorn in the side he has been for this club.
1-2 the count. So Kela bringing it 95, 96 miles per hour tonight. Yesterday threw 2 scoreless innings to get the win, and bouncing right back nicely, showing some good life in that arm. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Davis. 2 out in the 8th inning.
It must seem intentional that Keone was throwing this breaking ball up in the zone, because each curveball that Chris Davis saw ended up being pretty high. You would think curveballs more often than not, you're trying to keep that ball down intentionally, but these were all near the top of the zone in this at bat, and Chris Davis struggling with each of them.
So Kello's retired the first two he has faced. Now Yonder Alonso, and he starts him with a breaking ball for a strike.
And another one kind of in the upper third of the zone. There's great depth on the Keone breaking ball, and there's times where that ball can actually start as a ball in the top of the zone and finish a ball at the bottom. But so far tonight, he's thrown them up. And when you throw 97 and have that kind of breaking ball, you can get away with that because you're coming out of that same slot. It's tough to see. As you see, Robinson Chirinos asking for that 97-mile-an-hour fastball up, and so raising the eye level of Yonder Alonso and Chris Davis. You can always bury it too. You start it in the middle of the zone. It's always tough to lay off it. They're going to throw another one here. See if he throws this one down.
Well, he does get it down. A good downward bite, 1 and 2.
That's a good breakaway. He's got the good, deadly high end, back end of the bullpen combination. Upper 90s fastball, big depth on the breaking ball. Sky's the limit for Keone. Now the issue we talked about, just those walks, been a little bit of a struggle for him this year, but he absolutely has the stuff to be a dominant setup man.
Still just 24 years old. The 1-2 and the high heat, but this one turned around out toward right field. Mazzara is back, and that one is gone. Yonder Alonso with his 12th home run of the season, and just extending his career high, and it makes it a 1-run game.
Let's take a look here. Watch Robinson Chirinos call for the fastball, and you see the pinky, and then he says, let's get it up. He wants this ball up and in under the hands of Yonder Alonso. Now let's see where this ball ends up, and a little bit more over the plate. You see as Robinson kind of comes across a little bit. So the idea of going up and in, yes, there's a hole there, and that's where Robinson wanted that ball, but a little bit smaller margin for error for a guy who has been red hot. Now there are times you can miss your spot by a little bit and still get away with it, but when you have a guy like now, the way that Alonso has been swinging it, that's more on how good he has been as opposed to maybe a knock on Keone. I mean, he didn't miss his spot by that much, but enough against a hot hitter that he was able to square it up and hit it out of the park.
Well, he comes right back to Healy with a fastball for a strike. Healy 2 for 3 tonight, but that was against Nick Martinez. Barnett through the 7th. Now Kella, and this one shanked. It's 0-2.
You know, in that count too, it was still 1-2, and so likely the mental approach you want in that situation is up and in under his hands or a ball. If you're going to miss in, don't miss over the middle of the plate.
This one fouled away.
See, you see Robinson Chirinos there, so it's an 0-2 count, right? You want a ball here, and not just a waste pitch, but a setup pitch or a potential chase pitch, and that's what Robinson wanted. He tapped the ground with his glove, and I love that when a catcher does it. Like, man, get it here, run all the way down here. Don't care if you throw it in the dirt, and it ended up being a strike. And then he even said something after the fact. Now he wants the breaking ball again, and look where that glove is. Put it in the dirt.
Oh, that's a beauty for strike 3 called. Healy down looking. The inning is over. Alonso got the home run to make it a 1-run game. But this Rangers offense has been stringing runs together lately. They'll get back after it in the 8th. All is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by AT&T Internet. Visit AT&T.com/keepcalm to learn more. Well, that's Lindsay, Andrew Kashner's pup. And you saw earlier Nick Martinez's dog Daisy in that little montage. Been fun seeing some of the dogs tonight. And we've seen a lot of them here at the ballpark. We've also seen a really nice ball game. Rangers leading by a run. There you go. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Frankie Montas on to pitch. And he has Mike Napoli, Carlos Gomez, and Joey Gallo. 13th game of the year for Montas. Big, strong right-hander. And it's 2-0. You see that one at 99 miles per hour, so he can bring it.
Average fastball has been 97 miles an hour this year, one that he throws a lot. You'll see the slider as well, an occasional changeup.
2-1.
And we talk about Mike Napoli and mentioned it last night, one of just 5 big leaguers that have hit at least 4 home runs on fastballs 94 and higher. That's 99, and that's above the zone. That's a little bit tougher to get to.
And that one's a little too close to the head. 3-1. Montas, though, has struggled. He has allowed 12 runs in his last 9 appearances.
Here's what's so crazy about where this game has gone, right? Averaging 97.4 miles an hour, and you see him get 99 past Mike Napoli again. That fastball average is among relievers is good for only 11th in baseball. 11th at 97 miles an hour. This game has changed dramatically. These guys have gotten stronger, and the velocities are unbelievably impressive.
This one fouled back our direction. Stays 3-2.
He foul off 100 out of the zone. That's a ball, right? I mean, it's above the zone, and that ball not only is it 100 miles an hour, but when it is that high in the zone, it gets on you a lot quicker. 100 at the bottom of the zone, you're going to see it a little bit longer, have a better chance at getting to it. But actually getting to 100 that is up over the top of the zone, not an easy thing to do.
Ooh, strike 3 called, and Napoli cannot believe it. Woo. 1 away in the 8th.
He did not like this call at all. When you're battling against a fastball that tops out at 100 miles an hour, you're grinding, you're working hard, and the last thing you want is to have something taken away from you. Look at the way that Maxwell catches that ball. The movement tells you everything you need to know. The movement on the glove, right? If he thought it was a strike, he's holding it there. We see how he brings it up. Good catchers understand that fastballs that are just below the zone, you kind of scoop them from the bottom, bring them up, try to give the home plate umpire a good look, and he absolutely stole one there for Montas.
So Gomez, who is 0 for 3, but has driven in a run with a ground out. That was back in the 4th inning. And he's in a hole 0-2. And he's getting breaking balls from Montas.
He knows Carlos is going to come out hacking right away, and if he connects on one of those 99 to 100 mile an hour fastballs, he may be getting a new baseball from the umpire.
A little bit tight. Well, when we go to the 9th inning, Matt Bush getting ready. He'll have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Oakland. Now, they have been busy at the bottom of the order tonight. This one lined out into left field. Base hit for Gomez. And Gomez aboard, 1 out in the 8th inning. Time for a game break. Let's send it back again to Rick Renner.
Oh, yeah. Me and Mike Bassick, yeah, we just count it every day.
Listen.
21 million. Dave Raymond, I like you a lot, buddy, but if I had made 21, I'm not sitting in this chair, pal. I got to tell you.
Well, how else are you going to make it? I figured that's what you were making here.
Oh, yeah, well, just a tiny bit less than that.
Man on for Joey Gallo. That's some pretty serious cake there, 21 million bucks. It's a lifetime or 3.
And you mentioned, of course, plus the 13 this year, right? So
yeah.
that alone, I mean, the idea of getting to free agency, and the game has changed, the financial landscape of the game has changed so dramatically. But the idea of having, even within your last 2 years of arbitration, $34 million in salary, plus, of course, you know, being #1 overall pick and everything else. I mean, Bryce Harper's made some good money. He's got a big Under Armour deal, all of it. So Maxwell's taking a little bit of a breather here after that foul tip, and just check in and where are we? Say your name, go through kind of all that, make sure he's got a clear head. I caught him square on that mask. But the idea of him, Bryce Harper, real quick, going into free agency and netting probably, when it's all said and done, $40 to $45 million before he hits free agency. And remember what he said this past offseason when there were some jokes about a $400 million contract, and he said, well, why would you guys cut me short? He was saying it tongue in cheek. But at the same time, there's a part of him who said, yeah, I wouldn't mind being the first $400 million man. And me neither, by the way. I also wouldn't mind that.
It's never too late. You're left-handed. 1-2
It's too late.
on Gallo. 6-5. Rangers leading. 20 combined hits in this one tonight. Gallo with 2 walks and has scored twice. And it's 2-2. We've talked a lot about the at-bat in the 9th inning last night for Gallo, which was so impressive on so many different levels. The patience, the discipline, ultimately the result. But then to come back today after all the euphoria and excitement, momentum, and to walk twice, to me is very impressive. Says a lot about where he is mentally. And yes, he did strike out. He struck out looking. And yes, he has struck out more than anybody in the American League. But every day you see little incremental evidences of growth. And he pops this one up. Third base side, foul territory. Long run for Plouffe, and he can't get there.
No, I think you're right. And the at-bats get better and better, and the pitch recognition gets better and better. And remember this offseason, the Rangers, before I started working here and just still covering the game nationally, I remember listening or reading a quote, I believe, from John Daniels about Joey Gallo and saying, you know what? I believe he probably needs to head to AAA, still got some work to do and everything else. Well, circumstances with Adrian Beltre forced him into a different situation, and we're seeing that improvement. I think that they probably wanted to see at the minor league level. We're seeing it here and him getting it done in the big league level and contributing in huge ways. That at bat in the 7th inning may have been the biggest at bat of the night. We'll see how this game ultimately finishes out. But after Carlos Gomez grounded out, you have 1 out, nobody on. He's in the hole 1-2. It's a pretty good reliever, and he ends up working a walk. That keeps the inning going. Instead of 2 outs and nobody on, right? That changes the dynamic of that inning completely. That was a huge moment. A really solid at bat for Joey Gallo.
Gomez getting some attention. Now 2-2 though on Gallo. Montas to the plate, and another foul ball, so he continues to fight off good pitches. He's making Montas work. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat. Not before they throw over again.
And Montas, pretty interesting guy. He's only 24 years old. Big prospect, big arm, as we see here. He's been traded 3 times already over the course of his career. He signed by the Red Sox originally. He was in a 3-team trade at the deadline in 2013. Went to the White Sox in a 3-team trade again in the offseason in 2015.
Strikes out Gallo, 2 away.
And then finally last August was traded at the deadline. Remember, August 1st was the trading deadline last year. Was traded in that deal for Rich Hill and Josh Reddick with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So you see that big arm, you do wonder a little bit. 3 trades is a lot. So he's always been that prospect status, and knowing that he had a really big arm, but getting an opportunity out here to get some consistent appearances at least with the A's.
Yeah, he was injured most of last year. Started the year on the Dodgers disabled list. Had some rib cage injuries that slowed him quite a bit. Fires one in for a strike to Ryan Rua, his first at bat of the night. He ended the year at AAA on the disabled list. But you can see why teams have interest in him. Hold tight, and it's 1-1 on Rua. Rua came in for his defense and now gets an at bat.
Hey, like, I mean, think about not getting consistent at bats. We talk about how difficult pinch hitting can be, which essentially this is what this at bat is for Ryan Rua, and you're going to get 98 to 100. Essentially coming off the bench.
And he flares this one out toward right field. It drops in, base hit. Around second, heading to third is Gomez. Well, Rangers have him cornered in the eighth.
He'll take that base hit for Ryan Rua. Didn't hit it hard, but did the job. Carlos Gomez had me thinking that he might be considering trying to score on that ball, which I think would be obscene. Absurd is the word I'm looking for. We see the slider right there. Look at Ryan Rua actually looking to left field when he hit this ball. He caught it. Oh, look where he's looking at the very, very end of the bat. Just checks up like a nice little sand wedge. Like I said, not an easy at bat to come in when you're not getting consistent playing time. Look how far around third Carlos Gomez came, but that is a base hit he'll take.
All right, so they're on the corners, and another call to the bullpen for the A's. We'll be back.
The Rangers leading the A's 6-5. CJ Nikowski along with Dave Raymond. And Ranger fans, make sure you come out May 17th for an autograph session with Rangers third baseman Joey Gallo at the Whataburger at 3204 Townies Boulevard in Mesquite at 10:30 in the morning. While there, make sure you sign up to be the Whataburger What-A-Fan, and you could win tickets to a Rangers game and Whataburger for a year. Visit TexasRangers.com/appearances for more information. Whataburger for a year.
Man,
I like Whataburger.
yes.
I don't know if there's anything. I mean, is it every day for a year, you think?
Yeah, I would think so. It's Rua races to second base on the pitch to Chu. That might go down as defensive indifference. No, they can call it a stolen base. Daniel Coulombe is come on to throw with 2 out in this 8th inning. And look, it's a 1-run lead, but Chu with an opportunity here to really deliver a huge, huge hit. 2-0. Chu had a big walk in the 7th inning, scored a run. It was a 4-run seventh for the Rangers. They put them back in the lead. Now just trying to hold on to it, add to it a little bit here in the 8th. 2-1.
Good slider right there, 87 miles an hour, but well located. Just finishes out of the zone after the curveball that went over the head of Shin-Chu Chu. It's a good bounce back pitch right there. Look, I see it finishes just off the plate. It's exactly what you want to do. Lefty on lefty, kind of teasing guys.
Bouncer, second base. Lowry waits. And he'll sling it over to first in time. 2 retired, inning over. Matt Bush coming on. He's got the bottom of the order due for Oakland. Trying to protect the 1-run lead. We go to the 9th. Matt Bush is on, and our next Ozarka online ticket Thursday is May 18th. Rangers take on the Philadelphia Phillies, and tickets for all Thursday home games are half price in upper reserved, upper box, and Lexus Club Terrace. You can go to texasrangers.com/specials and use coupon code Ozarka to redeem this offer. Bush coming on for the 12th time. And we saw him earlier on this homestand. I guess that would have been Wednesday night with one of those more conventional saves, protecting a 1-run lead in the 9th inning against the Padres. We have not been in this situation very often. As the bottom of the order coming up here, Trevor Plouffe, who was 1 for 3. 99 miles per hour in there for strike 1.
Yeah, we got one of those guys, right? They had one of those guys. We got one of those guys as well. And Matt Bush now will show off his fastball that can touch triple digits.
More heat. And it's 0-2. Tried it again. That one was 100. Stays 0-2. Now, Bush has only appeared in 3 games so far in May. This is his 4th. So he's not been used a whole lot. Not just 1 unearned run in his last 8 games. 2-strike pitch.
Oh.
And got it.
That's where you want to go in when you're ahead of the count with a fastball. Elevate, get it in. Either put it on the black or get it just off. When you got a hitter in a defensive count, there's no way they're getting to that at that velocity. Let's take a look again. Look how far in Robinson Trino says he's set up for a ball. And does a great job of getting that elevated from Matt Bush.
It's now Maxwell. And he takes a strike. Maxwell's been on 2 times tonight. Comes up empty here, 0-2. Bush has moved into the closer's role. Quite honestly, he seems real comfortable there.
Now he does, and whenever you put a guy who hasn't been there in the past, or we talked earlier about Tony Barnett doing it in Japan and Jeremy Jeffress doing it with the Milwaukee Brewers, but that first time you have to put somebody in that role who hasn't done it before. Yeah, you feel like Matt Bush probably has the personality for it, but you got to see it, right? You want to make sure that he can actually go out there and do it and be comfortable. And I think we've absolutely seen that from him so far in the minimal save opportunities that he has had.
Bush had that injection in his AC joint. That was back on April 12th. He's been really good since. This one fought off. And the breaking ball did not fool Maxwell as much as sometimes we do see it. As he was able to get a piece and extend the at-bat. One-two. And he couldn't get it. 98 miles per hour. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the ninth.
A great job by Robinson Chirinos to hold on to this baseball. Elevated, high velocity, and also a foul tip. He kind of looked in his glove to make sure that ball was still there, and it was.
Stephen Vogt announced as the pinch hitter. He's the last hope for Oakland. This is the 1-year anniversary of Matt Bush's big league debut. It was here, Globe Life Park, against the Toronto Blue Jays. It's a little low to Vogt. Vogt has scuffled a little bit. Not in the lineup today for Bob Melvin and the A's, but a nice guy to be able to pull off the bench. 2-0. Struck out Plouffe. Struck out Maxwell. This ball hit sharply to first, and it's caught. Napoli hauls it in, and this one is over. Third save of the year for Matt Bush, and the Rangers come from behind to win it by a run tonight. Grab your green hat. We're going streaking. It's 5 in a row for the Rangers.
Well, a really nice night, and it's been a nice few days here for the Texas Rangers. But tonight, especially to have the opportunity not to have to fight back and win it in their last at-bat, but to have the big, huge 7th inning, and that was the difference for them tonight to see the offense come through. But let's take a look at that 7th inning and what we saw. First, Joey Gallo with a huge walk. I know it doesn't seem that exciting, but it was. And then it was Delino to Shields with the base hit to follow. Shin-Soo Choo came back. He walked to load the bases, and then Elvis Andrus with the big 2 RBI single. And then it was followed by Nomar Mazara takes that fastball away and drives it over left fielder Chris Davis's head. 4 RBIs between Nomar Mazara and Elvis Andrus. And the 7th inning is what got it done for the Rangers. 4 runs in that 7th inning. And a 6-5 victory here at Globe Life Park.
Well, what a great feel for the Rangers. Longest win streak of the year. They're now 18-20. 2 games back, but 2 games under 500, that is, but clearly playing the best baseball they have played all year.
Now, they have been solid. I think without a doubt the bullpen has been strong. We talked about that. The starting pitching delivering. Nick Martinez turning in 6 innings tonight, 3 runs. You'll take it. It's a quality start. The Rangers continue to produce that, but it's big hits in big situations right now. I think what you're seeing, these guys have been clutch and playing winning baseball. Jeff Bannister's throw.
Yep, and the hero of our game today, Elvis Andrus, standing by downstairs with Emily.
Yes, a shoeless Elvis Andrus joining me here today. Elvis, your base hit big for the guys to get on before you and big for this team to win 5 in a row.
Yeah, for sure. It was a team effort. It was a great game. The lineup had a great game. I think everybody, trying to create opportunity, and I was able to have 2 good at-bats in the game.
Are you guys getting that feeling?
It's coming.
It's coming. All right. Back. Got it. Elvis, are you guys starting to get that feeling that things are starting to click?
I believe so. I think that, this past week has been amazing for us. We know that we didn't start the season the way we wanted, but, there's plenty of season ahead, and I think that, trying to find that consistency as a team, that's what we're looking right now.
The thing that's been pretty consistent over the last several weeks and maybe the entire season, the starting pitching has really kept you guys in games.
Yeah, they're the reason for us to be where we are right now. They've been pitching super well, and the bullpen is catching up. We know, we trust our guy, we believe our guy, they're going to get back on track, and they've been doing that the last week.
And then finally, Elvis, the crowds out here have been tremendous. I know you guys love playing in front of big crowds. What have they been like?
No, they're the best. We have the best fans in the world, and every time we come here, every time we got a bases loaded, they're the reason. They're the extra energy that we always feel, and they're, you just make everything easier.
Elvis, thanks.
Up top.
Appreciate it. Up top. Bye, buddy. Back to you guys.
And there he goes, Elvis Andrus. Big key in today's 6-5 win. Now, Rick Renner, Mike Bassett, and Pudge, they'll be back detailing another Rangers rally. We'll come back here to talk a little more about Elvis. For CJ Nikowski, Emily Jones, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Raymond. Stay with us. Much more to come.